The night air felt wrong. Simone Carter stood near the hotel entrance, clipboard pressed against her green silk blouse, watching the valet bring cars around for departing guests. Her event had gone perfectly. The charity gala inside had raised over $2 million. But something gnawed at her stomach, a feeling she couldn't name. She'd seen the little girl 3 times that evening. Small, dark-skinned, with cornrows that needed redoing. Maybe 7 years old, wearing dirty jeans and a faded purple t-shirt. Each time, hotel security had shooed her away from the entrance. Each time she'd come back, her eyes locked on the tall white man in the navy suit who stood talking to his assistant near the gold-trimmed doors. Jonathan Blake. Billionaire. Tech mogul. The man who'd funded tonight's entire event with a single check. Simone had coordinated events for 3 years, but she'd never worked with someone like him. Cold. Distant. Efficient. He'd approved every detail through his assistant and hadn't spoken directly to Simone once. Now he was leaving, his black town car pulling up to the curb. The driver stepped out, opened the rear door. Jonathan moved toward it, still typing on his phone. The little girl burst from behind a planter box. No. Don't get in. Don't get in that car. Her voice cut through the evening noise like broken glass. She grabbed Jonathan's sleeve with both small hands, yanking hard. His phone clattered to the sidewalk. What the? Jonathan pulled back, startled. His security guard rushed forward. I heard them, the girl said, words tumbling fast. The men by the kitchen door. They were speaking Chinese. I know Chinese. My friend Wu taught me. They said the car. They said tonight. They said it would look like accident. Sir, I'll handle this. The security guard reached for the girl. Wait. Jonathan raised his hand. He stared at the child, then at his car. The driver stood by the open door, looking confused. What exactly did you hear? They said the American would be gone before midnight. They said the device was ready. They said to make sure he got in the car. The girl's eyes were wide, terrified. Please. Please don't get in. Simone's heart hammered. This was insane. But the girl's fear looked real. Too real for a child to fake. Sir, we sweep your vehicles daily, the security guard said. This is obviously some kind of... Step away from the car. Jonathan's voice went hard. Everyone step away. Now. The driver looked offended. Mr. Blake, I've been your driver for 3 years. This is ridiculous. Then you won't mind if we have the bomb squad check it. Jonathan pulled out his phone, already dialing. Everyone back. Clear the area. Sir, think about the publicity, his assistant whispered urgently. If there's nothing, then I'll apologize. Jonathan kept his eyes on the car. But I'm not getting in until someone checks it. The next 20 minutes felt like hours. Hotel guests whispered and pointed. Simone kept the little girl close, feeling the child's body shake. Police arrived first, then a bomb squad van. Officers in protective gear approached the town car with equipment Simone didn't recognize. Jonathan stood perfectly still, watching. His jaw was tight, but his hand rested gently on the little girl's shoulder. If I'm wrong, he said quietly, I'll owe you an apology. You're not wrong, the girl whispered. I heard them. I promise I heard them. The lead officer approached the car's undercarriage with a detector. He stopped, gestured to his team. They moved faster now, more urgent. Sir. The officer called to Jonathan. We need everyone further back. Now. Simone's blood went cold. She grabbed the girl's hand. They moved behind a concrete pillar with Jonathan and his team. Her legs felt weak. There's a device, the officer confirmed. Sophisticated. Someone knew what they were doing. We're calling in the disposal team. Jonathan's face drained of color. He looked down at the little girl holding Simone's hand. What's your name? Amara. Amara. He crouched to her level. You just saved my life. Do you understand that? The girl nodded, tears streaming down her face. I was scared. I didn't know if you'd listen. Nobody ever listens to me. I'm listening now. Jonathan's voice cracked. Where are your parents? We need to thank them. Amara's face crumpled. I don't have parents. I don't have anybody. Simone's chest tightened. She put her arm around the girl's thin shoulders. You've been living on the streets? Near the market. Sometimes people give me food if I help carry things. That's how I learned Chinese. And Spanish. And some French. Amara wiped her nose. I came here tonight because it looked pretty. Because the lights were so bright. I just wanted to see. Sir, we need statements from everyone. A detective approached with a notebook. Especially the child. She's a key witness. She's 7 years old and traumatized, Simone said firmly. Can this wait until morning? This is attempted murder, the detective said. We need her account while it's fresh. Then do it somewhere warm and safe, Jonathan said. Not out here. My penthouse is 10 minutes away. You can take statements there. The detective frowned. That's irregular. So is a child saving my life. Jonathan's voice left no room for argument. She's coming with me. So is. He looked at Simone properly for the first time that night. I'm sorry. I don't know your name. Simone Carter. I coordinated your event tonight. Simone. He nodded. Thank you for staying with Amara. Will you come? I think she needs someone she feels safe with. Simone looked at the little girl clinging to her side. At the bomb squad still working on the car. At this billionaire who just had his life turned upside down. Every logical part of her brain said to go home, call her sister, process this like a normal person. But Amara's hand was so small in hers. And those eyes held so much hope. Yes, Simone said. I'll come. Would you really walk away if a child needed you? If you care about stories where kindness wins and hope survives, subscribe and tell me in the comments what you would have done in Simone's place. Your support helps me share more stories like this. They rode to Jonathan's building in a police car, Amara squeezed between them in the back seat. The girl had stopped shaking, but she held Simone's hand tight enough to hurt. Jonathan kept his phone pressed to his ear, talking in low urgent tones to his head of security. The penthouse took up the entire 40th floor. Simone had seen luxury before, but this was different. Floor-to-ceiling windows overlooked the glittering city. The furniture looked like art. Everything gleamed. Amara's eyes went wide. Is this heaven? No. Jonathan smiled, a real smile that changed his whole face. But you're safe here. That's what matters. He led them to a living room bigger than Simone's entire apartment. Soft blue couches faced the windows. A detective and 2 officers followed them in, setting up recording equipment. Before we start, Jonathan said, this child needs food. And clean clothes. And probably a doctor. Sir, the statement. Can wait 15 minutes. Jonathan pulled out his phone again. I'm having food sent up. Simone, there's a guest room down that hall. Second door. The bathroom has everything. Get Amara cleaned up. There should be robes that work until we get proper clothes. You don't have to. Simone started. Please. His gray eyes met hers. Let me help. After what she did for me, it's the least I can offer. Simone nodded and led Amara to the guest room. It was bigger than most hotel suites. The bathroom had a tub that could fit 3 people. She ran warm water and helped Amara out of her dirty clothes. The girl's ribs showed. Bruises dotted her arms and legs. When did you last eat? Simone asked gently. Yesterday. A nice man at the bakery gave me a roll. Amara sank into the water with a sigh. Is Mr. Blake really going to help me? I think so. People say things, Amara said quietly, but they don't always mean them. Adults forget. Some adults forget. Simone grabbed shampoo, working it through Amara's tangled hair. But I think Mr. Blake is different. You saved his life, honey. That matters. I was so scared he wouldn't listen. Amara closed her eyes as Simone rinsed her hair. Nobody ever listens to street kids. We're invisible. You're not invisible anymore. After the bath, Simone wrapped Amara in a fluffy white robe and carried her back to the living room. Food had arrived. Sandwiches, fruit, soup, cookies. Amara's eyes went huge. Eat slowly, Jonathan said gently. You'll make yourself sick otherwise. Amara ate like someone who'd forgotten what full felt like. Between bites, she told the detective everything. The 2 men by the kitchen entrance. Their conversation in Chinese. The specific words about the device and timing. How she'd followed Mr. Blake, trying to find courage to warn him. You speak Chinese? The detective asked, surprised. And Spanish and some French and a little Arabic, Amara said. You learn languages when you need to eat. Different neighborhoods, different words. She's gifted, Jonathan said quietly. Clearly. The detective took notes. We'll need to check the hotel's security footage. See if we can identify these men. Whatever you need, Jonathan said. My entire security team is at your disposal. After the police left, silence filled the huge room. Amara had curled up on the couch, her eyes drooping. Simone sat beside her, unsure what to do next. I'm calling social services, Jonathan said, phone already in hand. No. Amara sat up straight, terror crossing her face. Please. They'll put me in a group home. I've been there. It's worse than the streets. Amara? Simone started. Please. The girl's voice broke. I'll leave. I won't bother you. Just don't call them. Jonathan set down his phone. He sat on the coffee table across from them, eye level with Amara. What if I offered you something different? What do you mean? Stay here. Tonight. Tomorrow we'll figure out something better. Long term. He looked at Simone. With proper supervision, of course. I wouldn't want anyone to feel unsafe. Simone's mind raced. This was crazy. You couldn't just take in a random child. There were rules, systems. But those systems had failed Amara already. I can stay in the guest room with her, Simone heard herself say. If that helps. Jonathan's expression softened. Thank you. And tomorrow we'll do this right. Lawyers, social workers who actually care. Schools, medical care. Whatever she needs. Why? Amara whispered. You don't know me. You saved my life, Jonathan said simply. And nobody should sleep on the streets. Especially not a brave, brilliant little girl who speaks 5 languages. Tears rolled down Amara's cheeks. You mean it? I never say things I don't mean. Morning light poured through the massive windows, turning the city gold below. Simone woke to find Amara already up, standing at the glass, staring down at the streets 40 floors below. You okay, sweetheart? Simone sat up, still wearing yesterday's green blouse and skirt. I used to be down there. Amara pointed. See that corner by the coffee shop? That's where I'd wait for tourists who needed directions. I could see this building. I never thought I'd be inside it. Simone joined her at the window. The height made her dizzy. Life can change fast. It can change back fast too. Amara's voice was small. I'm waiting for someone to say it was a mistake. That I have to go back. Before Simone could answer, a soft knock came at the door. Jonathan entered, dressed in a fresh blue suit, carrying shopping bags. I had my assistant pick up some things. He set the bags on the bed. Clothes for both of you. I guess sizes. If they don't fit, we'll get others. Simone opened the first bag. 3 complete outfits in her exact size. Jeans, sweaters, a red dress that looked expensive. Underwear. Socks. Everything. How did you know my size? She asked. I called the designer who made your dress last night. Asked her. Jonathan looked almost embarrassed. I hope that's not too strange. I just thought you might want fresh clothes. It's thoughtful. And it was. Surprisingly so. Amara's bags held even more. Bright-colored clothes in purples and blues and greens. Sneakers. A winter coat. Pajamas with stars on them. The girl touched each item like it might disappear. I called my lawyer at 6 this morning, Jonathan said. She's researching options for Amara's situation. We're doing this properly through legal channels. But. He looked at the little girl. I meant what I said. You're not going back to the streets. What about school? Amara asked quietly. What about it? I've never been. I can read a little. I taught myself. But I don't know math or science or any of that. Jonathan smiled. You speak 5 languages. You remembered a complex conversation in Chinese and had the courage to act on it. Trust me, you'll do fine in school. We'll find the right one. Simone watched this powerful man crouch down to talk to a scared child. This wasn't the cold businessman from last night. Something had shifted in him. Why are you really doing this? Simone asked. I need to understand. Jonathan was quiet for a moment. I had a younger sister, Lily. She was 7 when she died. Leukemia. That was 15 years ago. His voice stayed steady, but his eyes held old pain. Every charity I fund, every children's cause I support, it's for her. And when I saw Amara last night, so brave, so alone, I couldn't walk away. Lily wouldn't have wanted me to. I'm sorry, Simone said softly. Don't be. Lily would have loved this. Helping someone who needed it. He looked at Amara. Get dressed. We have appointments today. Doctors, lawyers, and then lunch somewhere Amara chooses. Anywhere. Amara's eyes went wide. Anywhere in the city. The girl thought hard. There's a place called Rosa's Kitchen. Near where I lived. She makes the best rice and beans. Sometimes she'd give me leftovers. Then that's where we'll go. Jonathan stood. Get ready. My driver will be here in an hour. A different driver, he added. And a different car. Security swept it this morning. After he left, Simone helped Amara into new clothes. Purple jeans, a bright yellow shirt, the sneakers. The girl kept looking at herself in the mirror, touching the clean fabric. Is this real? Amara whispered. It's real. What if I mess it up? What if I say something wrong or break something expensive? Simone knelt beside her. Then we'll figure it out. But you're not going to mess up by being yourself. Mr. Blake sees something special in you. So do I. Will you stay? Amara grabbed her hand. I know you have your own life. But I feel safe with you here. Simone thought about her tiny apartment across town. Her calendar full of scheduled events. Her carefully planned quiet life. Everything in her wanted to say she couldn't stay, that this was temporary, that Amara would be fine with Jonathan's staff. But looking into those hopeful eyes, she couldn't say any of that. I'll stay as long as you need me, Simone said. I promise. The doctor's appointment revealed what Simone had suspected. Amara was malnourished, underweight, with signs of chronic stress. But otherwise healthy. Remarkably healthy, the doctor said, for a child who'd lived on the streets for 2 years. 2 years. Jonathan's face went pale. Where were you before that? With my grandmother, Amara said quietly. After my parents died. But then she got sick. She died too. Social services came, but I ran away from the group home. It was loud and mean and nobody cared if you were there or not. The doctor prescribed vitamins, a nutrition plan, and regular checkups. Jonathan wrote down everything, asking questions, taking notes like this was a business meeting. But his hand shook slightly when he wrote. At the lawyer's office, a kind woman named Patricia Torres explained the options. Emergency foster care. Long-term foster placement. Possible adoption, though that process took time. What do you want, Amara? Patricia asked gently. This is about you. Amara looked at Jonathan, then at Simone. I want to stay with them. Both of them. Is that allowed? Patricia glanced at Simone. Are you family? A partner? No, I'm. Simone hesitated. I met Mr. Blake last night. I coordinated an event he funded. So you barely know each other. Patricia frowned. The courts won't approve placement in that situation. They need stable, established homes. Background checks. Home studies. Then start the process, Jonathan said firmly. Whatever you need. I'll open my entire life for inspection. Financial records, medical history, character references. I have a guest suite Amara can use. I'll hire tutors, therapists, whatever she needs. And you? Patricia looked at Simone. Simone felt Amara's hand slip into hers. I want to help. However I can. Could you stay on as a guardian? Someone who provides stability while Mr. Blake works through the approval process. Patricia pulled out forms. It's not ideal, but having a female presence would help the case. Someone Amara has bonded with. Simone looked at the little girl beside her. At Jonathan, who was offering everything to help a child he just met. At her phone, where texts from her boss asked where she was. She thought about her quiet apartment. Her careful life. Her fear of getting too involved, too attached, too hurt. Then she thought about Amara sleeping on streets, hungry and alone. About the courage it took to warn a stranger. About second chances and answered prayers. Yes, Simone said. I'll stay. Jonathan's eyes met hers across the desk. Thank you. We'll need background checks on you both, Patricia said. References. And Mr. Blake, I have to be honest. Your work schedule concerns me. You travel constantly. You work 18-hour days. A child needs consistency. Then I'll change. Jonathan's voice was steady. I'll cut travel. Delegate more. Work from home. Whatever it takes. Patricia studied him. Most people say that. Few follow through. I'm not most people. No, Patricia agreed slowly. I don't think you are. They signed papers. Agreed to home visits. Accepted that nothing was guaranteed. But when they left the office 2 hours later, Amara had temporary placement in Jonathan's home, with Simone as a living guardian until the situation stabilized. At Rosa's kitchen, a tiny restaurant with plastic tables and bright murals, Rosa herself came out when she saw Amara. She was a round woman with silver hair and kind eyes. Mija. She pulled Amara into a hug. Where have you been? I've been worried sick. I'm okay now, Rosa. This is Mr. Blake and Miss Simone. They're helping me. Rosa looked at Jonathan with narrowed eyes. Helping how? She's staying with me, Jonathan said. Legally. Properly. She'll go to school. Have everything she needs. You better mean that. Rosa pointed a wooden spoon at him. This girl is special. You hurt her, you answered to me. Jonathan smiled, a real warm smile. Deal. Now, Amara says you make the best rice and beans in the city. We'd like to try. They ate together at a corner table. Amara put away 2 full plates, talking between bites about the neighborhood, the people who'd been kind, the ones who hadn't. Rosa kept bringing more food, watching Amara eat with tears in her eyes. "Thank you," Rosa told Jonathan as they prepared to leave, "for seeing what nobody else did. That she matters." "She saved my life," Jonathan said simply. "She matters more than she knows." In the car heading back to the penthouse, Amara fell asleep against Simone's shoulder. Jonathan sat across from them watching the city pass. "I need to tell you something," he said quietly. "About last night. My head of security identified the men Amara heard. They work for a business rival. Someone who wanted me out of the way before a major deal closes next month." Simone's stomach tightened. "Are we safe?" "My security team is the best. The men were arrested this morning. But," he met her eyes, "there might be more threats. I need you to know what you're getting into by staying. It's not just about helping Amara. There could be danger." "Are you asking me to leave?" "No. I'm giving you the choice. With full information." Simone looked at the sleeping child in her arms. At the trust on that small face. "I'm staying. We'll face whatever comes. Together." Jonathan nodded slowly. "Together. I like that." The rest of the afternoon was spent setting up Amara's room. Jonathan's assistant had already furnished it with a bed, desk, and bookshelves. But Jonathan insisted they go shopping, letting Amara pick out bedding, decorations, toys. The girl chose purple sheets with stars, posters of cats and rainbows, and a stuffed elephant she clutched tight. "I never had my own room," Amara said, standing in the doorway looking at everything. "I never had my own anything." "You do now," Jonathan said. "This is yours. For as long as you need it." That evening, after Amara had bathed and changed into her new star pajamas, Simone read her a story. 3 stories actually, because Amara kept asking for more. Finally the girl's eyes drooped closed. "Miss Simone?" Amara mumbled, half asleep. "Yes, honey? Is this what families feel like? Safe and warm and full?" Simone's throat tightened. "Yes, this is what families feel like." "Good. Because I think I want to be in this family. With you and Mr. Blake." After Amara was fully asleep, Simone found Jonathan in the kitchen making tea. He'd changed into jeans and a simple green shirt. Without the suit he looked younger, more approachable. "Thank you," he said, "for everything you did today. For staying. I'm not sure I had a choice." Simone accepted the teacup he offered. "That little girl grabbed my heart and won't let go. I know the feeling." Jonathan leaned against the counter. "I woke up this morning thinking about business meetings and conference calls. Now all I can think about is school enrollment and whether Amara likes pancakes or waffles for breakfast. It's a lot of change. For all of us. Good change though." He studied her over his tea. "I need to apologize. For last night. I didn't even acknowledge the work you did on the gala. Didn't thank you. I was focused on leaving on the next thing. I do that. I miss what's right in front of me. You're paying attention now. Amara taught me that. In one terrifying moment." He set down his cup. "Listen about you staying here. I want you to be comfortable. The guest suite is yours, completely private. I'll arrange for your things to be brought over. And I'd like to pay you a salary. You're putting your life on hold to help. I don't need. Please." His gray eyes held hers. "Let me do this properly. You're not just babysitting. You're giving Amara stability. Giving me a chance to figure out how to be what she needs. That's worth compensation." Simone thought about her rent, her car payment, her student loans. About the freedom that financial stability would bring. "Okay. Thank you. Thank you. For taking a chance on us." Jonathan smiled. "Both of us. We're pretty new at this family thing." "So am I." Simone smiled back. "I guess we'll figure it out together." That night, Simone lay in the guest suite's enormous bed, listening to the city sounds through the windows. Her phone buzzed with messages from her sister Tasha, demanding to know where she was and why she wasn't answering calls. She texted back the short version. "Saved a billionaire's life. Helping a child. Staying at his place. Call you tomorrow." Tasha's response was immediate. "What? Call me now." But Simone was too tired. She'd explain tomorrow. Right now, she just wanted to sleep, knowing Amara was safe down the hall. Knowing they'd all taken the first step toward something neither of them understood yet. Something that felt like hope. Simone woke to the smell of pancakes. She pulled on a robe and followed the sound of laughter to the kitchen, where Jonathan stood at the stove in jeans and a red t-shirt, flipping pancakes while Amara sat at the counter, telling him a story. "And then the pigeon stole the whole sandwich right out of the man's hand," Amara said, giggling. "He chased it for 3 blocks. Jonathan laughed, a real warm sound. Did he catch it? No. The pigeon was too smart. Street pigeons are basically tiny criminals. Good morning, Simone said, still trying to process the scene. Billionaire Jonathan Blake, making breakfast in his own kitchen. Morning. He slid pancakes onto a plate. I figured we should start the day right. Amara tells me she's never had homemade pancakes. You cook. Simone sat beside Amara. Not often. But I remember how. He set plates in front of them, then poured syrup. My mom taught me. She said a man who can't feed himself is only half independent. They ate together, Amara bouncing in her seat with excitement. She had 100 questions. Could she really go to school? What about friends? Could she learn to read better? What if the other kids didn't like her? They'll like you, Jonathan said firmly. You're brilliant and brave. How could they not? After breakfast, Jonathan's assistant, a sharp woman named Claire Patterson, arrived with files and a tablet. She looked surprised to see Simone and Amara. Good morning, Mr. Blake. I wasn't aware we had guests. Not guests. Family. Jonathan pulled out a chair for Claire. Sit. We need to make some changes. He outlined everything. The events of 2 nights ago. Amara's situation. His plans to reduce travel and delegate more responsibilities. Claire's eyebrows rose higher with each sentence. Sir, you have the Tokyo conference next week. The Berlin meeting after that. The board presentation. Cancel Tokyo. Video conference Berlin. Move the board presentation. Jonathan's voice was calm but final. I need to be here. Things have changed. Sir. Claire looked at Amara, then back to Jonathan. This is highly unusual. Good. I've been too usual for too long. He smiled. Claire, meet Amara. She's going to be living here. Simone is helping me figure out how to not mess this up. I'll need you to adjust my calendar accordingly. Claire studied them all. Then slowly she smiled. About time you had some life outside the office, sir. I'll make the adjustments. Thank you. Also, I need recommendations for schools. Private, excellent, good with kids who need extra support. And I want to hire tutors. Multiple subjects. Starting this week. I'll have a list by this afternoon. After Claire left, Simone's phone rang. Her sister Tasha for the 5th time that morning. She answered reluctantly. Simone Marie Carter, you better start explaining. Tasha, I'm fine. I promise. Fine? You're living with a billionaire you just met, taking care of some random kid? Have you lost your mind? Simone moved to the living room, away from Amara's hearing. It's not like that. Amara needed help. She saved his life. We couldn't just walk away. There's no we. You don't even know this man. I'm getting to know him. Tasha, you should see this little girl. She's been alone for 2 years. She speaks 5 languages. She's brilliant and scared and needs someone. So call social services. They failed her once already. She ran away from a group home. Was living on the streets. Simone's voice broke. I can't let her go back to that. I just can't. Tasha was quiet for a moment. You're serious about this? Yes. And this Blake guy? He's really helping? This isn't some weird situation? He's helping. Honestly, Tasha, I think Amara saved him as much as he's saving her. He lost his little sister years ago. He needed this too. And what about you? Tasha asked gently. What do you need? Simone looked back toward the kitchen, where Jonathan was showing Amara something on his tablet, both of them laughing. I don't know yet. But I think I'm where I'm supposed to be. Okay. But I'm coming to visit. So, I need to see this set up for myself. Deal. That afternoon, a parade of tutors arrived for interviews. Jonathan had Claire schedule 5 candidates, each specializing in different subjects. Amara watched nervously as they came and went. The first tutor was too formal, talking at Amara instead of to her. The second seemed nice but couldn't explain things simply. The third made Amara's eyes light up. Her name was Beth Harrison, a retired teacher with gray curls and a warm smile. So you taught yourself to read? Beth asked Amara. From signs. And newspapers people threw away. And menus outside restaurants. That's remarkable. Do you know what that tells me? Beth leaned forward. That you're smart and determined. Those are the only 2 things you need to learn anything. The rest is just time and practice. Amara grinned. Really? Really? Want to try something? I'll show you a trick for remembering math. They spent 20 minutes working through simple addition using a method Beth demonstrated with coins. Amara caught on fast, her face glowing with pride when she got answers right. She's the one, Jonathan said after Beth left. If she's available. I'll call her tonight, Claire promised. 2 more tutors specialized in language arts and science. Both got Amara's approval. By evening, they'd lined up a teaching schedule. Mornings for formal lessons until they found the right school, afternoons for play and exploration. I'm really going to learn, Amara said at dinner, which Rosa had delivered as a thank you. Real school stuff. You're going to learn amazing things, Simone said. And you'll teach us too. I don't speak 5 languages. 4.5, Amara corrected. My Arabic is pretty bad. Jonathan laughed. Better than mine. I only speak English and business. Business isn't a language, Amara said seriously. You'd be surprised. After dinner, Jonathan's head of security, Tom Fletcher, arrived for an update. He was a tall black man with close-cropped hair and sharp eyes. He looked at Amara with respect. You've got good instincts, kid. Those guys we arrested are talking. Apparently there's a whole network trying to sabotage Mr. Blake's deal. Network. Simone felt cold. How many people? We're not sure yet. But we're monitoring everything. No one gets near this building without clearance. Mr. Blake's transportation is now handled by a rotating team. We've increased security on all his properties. Is Amara in danger? Jonathan asked bluntly. Possibly. If someone wanted leverage against you, she'd be a target. So would Miss Carter. Tom looked apologetic. I'm not trying to scare you. Just being honest. You need to know what we're protecting against. What do we do? Simone asked. Stay alert. Don't post about this on social media. Keep details of your schedule private. If anything feels off, call me immediately. Tom handed business cards to both of them. I'm available 24/7. After Tom left, Amara was quiet. Jonathan noticed. Hey. He sat beside her on the couch. You okay? Are you sorry? Amara asked softly. That I warned you? Now there's all this trouble. No. Jonathan took her small hand in his. I'm grateful. Whatever trouble comes, we'll handle it. Together. You saved my life, Amara. That's worth everything. But what if something bad happens to you? Or to Miss Simone? Because of me? Nothing bad is going to happen, Simone said firmly. We have good security. Good people watching out for us. And we have each other. Promise? Promise, Jonathan and Simone said together. That night, after Amara finally fell asleep, Simone found Jonathan standing at the living room windows, staring at the city lights. Couldn't sleep? She asked. Thinking. He turned to face her. About what Tom said. About the danger. I meant what I told Amara. I'm grateful she warned me. But I hate that helping me put her at risk. She's been at risk her whole life. At least now she has walls and locks and people who care. Simone joined him at the window. You're doing something good, Jonathan. Don't doubt that. I haven't done anything good in a long time. His voice was quiet. I build companies. Make money. Fund charities from a distance. But actually helping someone, being present? I forgot how. You're remembering fast. He smiled slightly. Because of you. You make it look easy. The way you are with Amara. Patient. Warm. Present. I watch you and think that's what she needs. That's what I need to learn. You're doing fine. This morning, making pancakes, telling jokes. That was perfect. My mom would be happy. She always said I worked too much. That I'd wake up one day and realize I'd missed my life. He met Simone's eyes. I think that day was 2 nights ago. They stood there in comfortable silence, watching the city. Simone felt something shift between them. Not romance, not yet. But connection. Understanding. The start of something neither of them had words for. Thank you, Jonathan said finally. For not running when this got complicated. For staying. For caring about a little girl you just met. Thank you for opening your home. Your life. For showing Amara that good people exist. Simone smiled. We're all figuring this out together. Together. Jonathan repeated. I'm starting to really like that word. Over the next few days they fell into a rhythm. Mornings were for lessons with Beth and the other tutors. Amara absorbed information like a sponge, asking endless questions, making connections between subjects that impressed even Beth. She's testing at a 3rd grade level already, Beth told them after a week. In another month she'll be caught up to her age group. Maybe ahead. Afternoons they explored the city. Jonathan showed them his favorite bookstore, a 3-story building full of rare editions and cozy reading nooks. Amara got her own library card and checked out 6 books. At the Science Museum, she stood transfixed in front of the space exhibit, asking Jonathan if people really lived in the space station. They do, he confirmed. Could I do that? When I'm older. If you want to. You could do anything. Simone watched them together and felt her heart grow. Jonathan was changing before her eyes. The cold businessman was gone, replaced by someone warmer, more open. He laughed more. Worked less. Actually looked at people when they talked. He's different, Claire mentioned one afternoon when she stopped by with papers for Jonathan to sign. I've worked for him for 8 years. I've never seen him like this. Like what? Simone asked. Happy. That evening, Jonathan's mother called. He talked to her for an hour, mostly about Amara. Simone heard him explaining the situation, defending his choices, his voice patient but firm. I know it's fast, Mom. I know it's complicated. But some things you just know. Pause. Yes, I'm sure. Come visit. Meet her yourself. You'll understand. He hung up and found Simone reading to Amara in the girls' room. My mom wants to meet you both. This weekend. Is that okay? Your mom? Amara looked nervous. Her name is Helen. She's kind and funny and makes the best chocolate chip cookies in the world. She'll love you. What if she doesn't? She will. Jonathan sat on the edge of Amara's bed. But if she doesn't, that's her problem, not yours. You belong here. That's not changing. Simone felt tears prick her eyes. 2 weeks ago, she'd been coordinating events, going through the motions of a careful life. Now she was watching a billionaire promise forever to a homeless child, and believing he meant it. Time for sleep, Simone said gently. Big day tomorrow. Beth wants to start multiplication. I'm ready. Amara yawned. Miss Simone? Mr. Blake? Thank you. For everything. Thank you, Jonathan said. For being brave enough to warn a stranger. You changed my life, Amara. In the best way possible. After Amara was asleep, Jonathan poured them both wine, and they sat in the living room, the city glittering below. Patricia called today, Jonathan said. The background checks came back clean for both of us. The home study is next week. She thinks we have a good chance at foster approval, moving toward adoption. That's wonderful. It is. But it's also terrifying. He swirled his wine. What if I mess this up? What if I'm not enough? I don't know how to be a father. I barely remember my own. He died when I was 12. You're already being what she needs. Present. Kind. Committed. The rest is just showing up every day. Is that what you're doing? Just showing up? Simone thought about that. At first, maybe. But now I can't imagine not being here. Not seeing her learn new things every day. Not hearing her laugh. She's become part of me. Me too. Jonathan set down his glass. I need to tell you something. About the business situation. The deal I'm working on. Okay. It's huge. Worth billions. It'll change my company, set us up for decades. But it's also what triggered the attack. Competitors who don't want me to succeed. Why are you telling me this? Because you're part of this now. You're here helping with Amara making this work. I need you to understand what's at stake. The deal closes in 3 weeks. Until then, we stay vigilant. After, things should calm down. Should. Business is never certain. But Tom's team is good. We'll be safe. Simone nodded, trying not to let fear show. We'll be careful. Thank you. For trusting me with this. He met her eyes. I know we barely know each other. This whole situation is strange and fast. But I want you to know I see what you're doing. The sacrifices you're making. I won't forget that. I'm not sacrificing anything. I'm gaining something. So is Amara. So are you. Maybe we're all saving each other, Jonathan said softly. That weekend Helen Blake arrived. She was in her 60s, with silver hair and Jonathan's gray eyes. She swept into the penthouse with shopping bags and an enormous smile. Where is she? Where's the little girl who saved my son? Amara peeked around Simone's legs, shy. Helen crouched down, making herself small. Hello, sweetheart. I'm Helen. I'm so very glad to meet you. You're Mr. Blake's mom? Amara asked. I am. Which means you're very special to me already. Anyone who keeps my boy safe is family. Helen opened one shopping bag. I brought you something. I hope you like purple. Inside was a stuffed unicorn, purple with a silver horn. Amara's eyes went wide. It's beautiful. My daughter Lily loved unicorns. Jonathan told me about you and I thought maybe you'd like one too. Amara hugged the unicorn tight. Thank you. Over lunch, Helen asked gentle questions. Where Amara had lived, what she liked to learn, what made her happy. She listened to every answer with full attention, nodding and smiling. Then she turned to Simone. And you? Jonathan tells me you're the miracle worker holding this all together. Simone laughed. I don't know about miracle worker. I do. Taking on a child you just met, supporting my son through this transition, giving up your own life to help. That's extraordinary. I'm not giving up anything. I'm gaining a beautiful girl and new friends. Friends. Helen glanced at Jonathan with a knowing look. Yes, friends. That night, Helen helped put Amara to bed, singing an old lullaby that made the girl's eyes droop. In the living room afterward, she poured herself wine and studied her son. You're happy. I am. Really happy. Not just content or satisfied. Happy. Jonathan smiled. Is that so strange? For you? Yes. You've been going through motions for years, Jonathan. Since Lily died. Building your empire, checking boxes, never slowing down. Helen's voice was gentle. I was worried about you. Now I'm not. Amara changed everything. Not just Amara. Helen looked toward where Simone was cleaning up the kitchen. That young woman is special too. Mom? I'm just saying. The way you look at her. The way she looks at you. There's something there. We barely know each other. You know enough to build a life together around a child who needs you both. That's more than most couples learn in years. Helen patted his hand. I'm not pushing. Just observing. And approving. It's complicated. The best things usually are. Monday morning brought the home study. Patricia Torres arrived with a social worker named Angela Monroe, a middle-aged black woman with kind eyes and a no-nonsense attitude. I'll be evaluating the home environment, Angela explained. The safety, the appropriateness, and the care being provided to Amara. I'll observe interactions, ask questions, and inspect the living spaces. Try to act naturally. Naturally was easier said than done. Jonathan kept adjusting furniture. Simone overthought every word. Only Amara seemed relaxed, showing Angela her room with pride. Mr. Blake got me these books. And this desk for studying. And see? I have my own bathroom. With a tub. Angela took notes. What do you like most about living here? Being safe. And full. And having people who listen when I talk. Amara held her purple unicorn. Mrs. Helen gave me this. She said I'm family now. How does that feel? Being part of a family? Scary sometimes. Good mostly. Amara looked at Simone then Jonathan. I keep thinking I'll wake up and it'll be gone. But they keep saying I won't. That I'm staying. Do you believe them? I'm starting to. Angela talked to Simone privately, asking about her background, her reasons for staying, her plans. I'm here because Amara needs consistency, Simone explained. She's been through trauma. She needs to know adults will show up, will follow through. I can give her that. What about your own life? Career? Relationships? I'm coordinating events from here. My boss is understanding. As for relationships. Simone hesitated. I don't have anyone waiting. This is where I choose to be. And your feelings toward Mr. Blake? Simone felt her face heat. We're partners in caring for Amara. We're becoming friends. That's all. Angela's expression said she didn't quite believe that, but she moved on. With Jonathan, Angela was more direct. Why are you doing this? Really? You're a billionaire. You could write a check to help Amara without disrupting your entire life. Because a check isn't enough. She needs people. Presence. Love. Jonathan's voice was steady. I lost my sister at her age. I know what grief and loss do to a child. I can't bring Lily back. But I can be here for Amara. I want to be here. You've cut your work travel by 70% in 2 weeks. Your assistant tells me you've delegated major projects. How sustainable is that? Very. I should have done it years ago. Work consumed me because I had nothing else. Now I have Amara. I have Simone helping me figure this out. I have purpose beyond profit margins. And if the court denies foster placement? If we decide this isn't the right environment? Jonathan's jaw tightened. Then I'll appeal. I'll do whatever it takes. That little girl belongs here. I'm not giving up on her. Angela spent 3 hours observing them. She watched Jonathan help Amara with math homework, patient when she struggled, celebrating when she succeeded. She saw Simone braid Amara's hair, the two of them talking softly about the book they were reading together. She noted the way Amara ran to both adults with equal trust, seeking comfort and approval from each. At the end, Angela sat with all three of them. I'm going to be honest. This situation is unusual. Foster placements typically go to established families. Background-checked parents or relatives. You're a billionaire bachelor and an event coordinator who met 2 weeks ago, now living together and co-parenting a traumatized child. Simone's heart sank. Jonathan's face went carefully blank. Amara's hand tightened on her unicorn. However, Angela continued, in 20 years of social work, I've learned that paperwork doesn't raise children. People do. And I see 3 people who genuinely care about each other. I see a child thriving, safe, happy, learning. So, Jonathan's voice was tight. So I'm recommending approval for emergency foster placement, with a path toward adoption if Mr. Blake chooses to pursue it. There will be monthly check-ins. Therapy for Amara to process her trauma. Continued tutoring until she's ready for regular school. And Miss Carter, I'm adding you as a legal guardian, which means you share responsibility for Amara's welfare. We accept, Simone said immediately. All of it. Amara burst into tears. I can stay? Really stay? Really stay, Angela confirmed. You're home, sweetheart. Jonathan excused himself. Simone found him in his bedroom minutes later, sitting on the edge of his bed, face in his hands. Jonathan. I was so scared she'd say no. His voice shook. I was ready to fight, to appeal, to spend whatever it took. But I was terrified. Simone sat beside him. But she said yes. She did. Amara gets to stay. She's mine. Ours. He looked at Simone and his eyes were wet. Thank you. For being part of this. For making it possible. You made it possible. You opened your home and your heart. That's what convinced Angela. We convinced her. Together. Jonathan wiped his eyes. I need to call Patricia. Start the formal adoption paperwork. I want this permanent. Amara will be so happy. I'm happy. Happier than I've been in 15 years. He stood, then turned back. Simone, I know this is temporary for you. That eventually you'll want your own life back. But I hope you'll stay as long as you can. As long as Amara needs you. As long as Amara needs me, Simone thought. Not as long as you need me. She pushed away the small ache in her chest. I'm not going anywhere, she promised. That evening they celebrated with ice cream and movies. Amara picked an animated film about a lost puppy finding home. She fell asleep between them on the couch, her head on Simone's lap, her feet stretched toward Jonathan. She's out, Jonathan whispered. Long emotional day. For all of us. He carefully lifted Amara. I'll carry her to bed. Simone followed, watching him settle the girl under her purple covers, tucking her unicorn beside her. He kissed her forehead gently. Good night, brave girl. In the hallway they stood close in the dim light. Jonathan looked at Simone for a long moment. I keep wanting to ask you things, he said quietly. Personal things. About your life before this. Your dreams. Your favorite foods. What makes you laugh? Why don't you? Because we're in a strange situation. Living together but not together. Raising a child as partners but not actually partners. I don't want to overstep. Don't want to make things awkward. You can ask me things, Jonathan. We should know each other. For Amara's sake. For Amara's sake, he repeated. But something in his eyes suggested it wasn't just for Amara. Okay. Favorite food. My grandmother's gumbo. She died 5 years ago, and I've never been able to make it the same. Simone smiled. You? My mom's pot roast. She makes it every Christmas. I'm usually too busy to come home, but this year I'm going. Bringing Amara. And you if you want. I'd like that. Favorite book. They talked until midnight, trading questions and answers. Simone learned he played piano, loved old jazz, had traveled to 43 countries but never felt at home anywhere. Jonathan learned she'd wanted to be a dancer before a knee injury ended that dream, that she was afraid of heights but loved flying, that she'd never been in love before. Never? Jonathan asked, surprised. Never. I dated. But nothing that grabbed me, you know? Nothing that felt worth the risk. Simone looked away. I've been careful with my heart. Me too. Since Lily died, I've kept people at a distance. Easier that way. Safer. He met her eyes. But nothing feels safe anymore. In a good way. The air between them felt charged. Simone's heart beat faster. Jonathan leaned slightly closer and she thought, is he going to kiss me? But then Amara called out from her room, Miss Simone? I had a bad dream. The moment broke. Simone hurried to Amara's room, climbed into bed beside her, held her until the trembling stopped. I dreamed you left, Amara whispered. Both of you. I was alone again. That's not going to happen. We're here. We're staying. Promise. Promise. The next few weeks flew past in a blur of normalcy. Beth came every morning for lessons. Amara's reading level jumped. Her math improved. She started writing short stories, filling notebooks with tales of brave girls saving kingdoms. Jonathan taught her to play chess. Simone taught her to bake. Helen visited twice more, bringing more stuffed animals and endless hugs. Slowly, Amara stopped flinching at loud noises. Stopped hoarding food in her room. Started to believe this was real. Patricia filed the adoption paperwork. The process would take months, she warned, with court hearings and evaluations. But barring any issues, Jonathan would legally become Amara's father by spring. "Can Miss Simone adopt me too?" Amara asked one night at dinner. Simone's fork froze halfway to her mouth. "Sweetheart, I want two parents. Like other kids. Is that allowed?" Jonathan and Simone exchanged glances. "That's complicated," Jonathan said gently. "Miss Simone and I aren't married. Adoption usually requires. So get married." Amara said it like it was obvious. "Then you can both be my parents." "It doesn't work that way, honey." Simone's voice was soft. "Marriage is something adults do when they're in love. Mr. Blake and I are friends helping you together. But you like each other. I see you talking. And smiling. And looking at each other when you think nobody's watching." Out of the mouths of babes, Simone thought. Her face felt hot. "We do like each other," Jonathan said carefully. "Very much. But marriage is a big step. It requires time and certainty and love," Amara finished. "But maybe you already love each other and just don't know it yet." After Amara was in bed, Jonathan poured wine for both of them. They sat on the balcony, the city spread below. "Kids say the most terrifying things," Jonathan said. "She's not wrong though. About us looking at each other." Simone took a long drink. "I've noticed it too." "Have you?" "Hard not to. You're around all the time. Being kind and patient and wonderful with Amara. Making pancakes. Playing chess. Laughing at her jokes." Simone met his eyes. "You're not what I expected." "What did you expect?" "Cold businessman. Arrogant rich guy. Someone doing this for publicity or tax breaks. And now I see someone who's found his purpose. Who's becoming the person he was always meant to be. It's beautiful to watch." Jonathan was quiet for a moment. "You're the reason I can do this. You make it look easy, being present, being warm. I learn from watching you. We're learning together." "Simone." He set down his glass. "I need to be honest. Amara's not wrong. I do look at you. I do think about you. More than I should, probably. More than is simple or easy." Simone's heart raced. "Jonathan, I'm not asking for anything. I know this situation is complicated. Amara has to come first. Always. But I wanted you to know that you matter to me. Beyond just helping with Amara. You matter. You matter to me too." Simone's voice was barely a whisper. "I didn't expect this. Any of it. But I'm glad I'm here." They sat in silence, the weight of unspoken feelings hanging between them. Neither moved closer. Neither looked away. The moment stretched, full of possibility and fear and hope. Finally, Simone stood. "I should get some sleep. Early morning tomorrow." "Right. Yes. Good night." "Good night, Jonathan." But at her door, Simone paused. "Look back." Jonathan still sat on the balcony, staring at the city, his profile outlined in light. Her chest ached with wanting something she couldn't quite name. Not yet, she told herself. Amara comes first. Get that right first. But her heart whispered, what if you could have both? The weekend brought a school fair. Beth had recommended 3 private schools, and Jonathan arranged visits to all of them. They toured classrooms and met teachers, Amara holding tight to Simone's hand. The 3rd school felt right. Bright murals covered the walls. Kids laughed in the halls. The principal, a warm man named Mr. Davis, knelt to talk to Amara at her level. What do you like to learn? He asked. Everything. Languages mostly. And stories. I want to write books someday. We have an amazing creative writing program. And our language department offers Spanish, French, and Mandarin. Would you like that? Yes. Amara's eyes shone. Yes, please. They enrolled her on the spot. She'd start after winter break, giving her time to catch up with Beth's tutoring. In the car going home, Amara was quiet. What's wrong, sweetheart? Simone asked. Nothing's wrong. Everything's right. That's what scares me. Amara's voice was small. What if I mess up? What if I'm not smart enough? What if the other kids don't like me? Then we'll figure it out together, Jonathan said firmly. Amara, listen to me. You're brilliant. You survived 2 years alone using your brain and courage. School will be easy compared to that. But what if I'm different? What if they can tell I used to be homeless? Then they'll see how strong you are. Simone squeezed her hand. Anyone who matters will see what we see. Someone brave and kind and special. That night, Simone found Jonathan in his office, staring at his computer but not really working. You okay? She asked, thinking about what Amara said. About being different. About people knowing where she came from. He rubbed his eyes. I want to protect her from that. From judgment. But I can't. No, you can't. But you can give her confidence to face it. You already are. I'm terrified of messing this up. His voice was raw. What if I'm not enough? What if she needs more than I can give? Simone moved around the desk, turned his chair to face her. Listen to me. You're giving her everything that matters. Safety. Stability. Well, you show up every day. You learn with her. You're present. That's what she needs. What if she asks about her parents? Her grandmother? I don't know how to talk about that kind of loss. Then we'll figure it out together. You're not alone in this, Jonathan. You have me. You have your mom. You have Patricia and Beth and everyone who cares about Amara. We're a team. A team. He caught her hand, held it. I like that. I like us. Simone's breath caught. His thumb traced circles on her palm, sending electricity up her arm. She should pull away. Should maintain boundaries. Should remember Amara came first. But she didn't pull away. I like us too, she whispered. Jonathan stood slowly, still holding her hand. They were so close now. His gray eyes searched hers, asking a question he didn't voice. Simone's heart hammered. This was a line. Once crossed, everything would change. Jonathan. She started. A phone rang. His cell on the desk. They both jumped. The moment shattered. Jonathan checked the screen. It's Tom. I need to take this. Of course. Oh, I'll say goodnight. Simone fled to her room, heart racing. She pressed her back against the door, breathing hard. What had almost happened? What did she want to happen? Everything, a voice in her head whispered. You want everything with him. But was that fair to Amara? To complicate things further? To risk the stability they'd built if things didn't work out? Simone didn't have answers. Only questions. And feelings growing stronger every day, impossible to ignore. Jonathan sat across from Tom Fletcher in his office, the city lights glowing behind him. Tom's expression was serious. We have a problem. The business rival Richard Chin posted bail. He's out. Jonathan's stomach dropped. I thought the evidence was solid. It is. But his lawyers are good and he has resources. The trial won't happen for months. Tom pulled up something on his tablet. We're monitoring him, but I need you all to be extra careful. No predictable routines. Vary your schedule. Keep security close. What about Amara? She starts school in 3 weeks. We'll have someone watching the school. Discreet but present. And I want to install upgraded security here. More cameras, better locks. A panic room if needed. A panic room? Jonathan's voice rose. Tom, that'll terrify her. She's 7. She's just starting to feel safe. I understand. But your safety comes first. All 3 of you. After Tom left, Jonathan sat in the dark office, fear coiling in his gut. He'd brought danger into their lives. Amara had saved him and now she might be at risk because of it. He found Simone reading in the living room, a mystery novel open on her lap. She looked up, read his face immediately. What happened? He told her everything. Watched her face go pale. Tom wants to install a panic room. Extra security. He says Chin is unpredictable. Does Amara need to know? I don't know. I don't want to scare her. But I don't want to lie either. Simone closed her book. We tell her the truth in an age-appropriate way. That there might be people who are upset with you about business. That we're being extra careful. But that she's safe. That we'll protect her. What if I can't? What if something happens and I fail her? Then we'll face it together. But Jonathan, you can't live in fear. Neither can Amara. We take precautions, we stay alert, but we also live our lives. He sat beside her, suddenly exhausted. When did you get so wise? I've been scared before. Different reasons, but the fear is the same. You don't beat it by hiding. You beat it by showing up anyway. Jonathan looked at her, really looked at her. In 3 weeks she'd become essential. Not just to Amara but to him. Her steadiness. Her warmth. The way she saw problems clearly and found solutions. The way she made everything feel possible. I don't know what I'd do without you, he said quietly. Good thing you won't have to find out. Their eyes held. The moment from earlier returned, that pull between them. This time Jonathan didn't fight it. He leaned closer. Simone. Mr. Blake? Miss Simone. Amara's voice called from her room. Can someone help me? I can't find my purple unicorn. Simone smiled ruefully. We have the worst timing. Or the best. Depending on perspective. Jonathan stood, offered his hand. Come on. Unicorn rescue mission. They found the stuffed animal under Amara's bed. She clutched it tight, already half asleep again. Love you both, she mumbled. Simone's breath caught. Jonathan's heart clenched. It was the first time Amara had said the words. Love you too, sweetheart, Simone whispered, kissing her forehead. Love you, Amara, Jonathan added. Always. In the hallway they stood close in the dim light again. The third time tonight they'd almost. We keep getting interrupted, Jonathan said. Maybe the universe is telling us something. Or maybe the universe needs better timing. He touched her face gently. Simone, I meant what I said earlier. You matter to me. A lot. But I don't want to rush this. Don't want to mess it up. Amara needs stability. I know. Simone leaned into his touch. But Jonathan, I'm starting to think maybe we could give Amara everything she needs and figure out what's happening between us. Maybe it doesn't have to be either/or. You think so? I think we're building something here. The three of us. And I think pretending we're just friends helping a child is going to get harder every day. So what do? We be honest. With each other and with Amara. We take it slow. We put her first. But we also don't pretend we don't feel what we feel. Jonathan smiled. When did you figure all this out? About 5 minutes ago. I'm making it up as I go. He laughed softly. Then, carefully, slowly, he leaned down and kissed her forehead. Just that. Gentle and sweet and full of promise. Good night, Simone. Good night, Jonathan. The next morning, Tom's security team arrived to install the upgraded systems. They worked efficiently, keeping disruption minimal. But Amara noticed. Why are all these people here? She asked at breakfast. Jonathan and Simone exchanged glances. Truth time. Remember how I told you some people weren't happy about business I'm doing? Jonathan said carefully. Well, we're being extra careful. Making sure everyone stays safe. That's why Tom's team is here. Are we in danger? Amara's eyes went wide. No. We're being smart. That's different. Simone took her hand. Think of it like wearing a seatbelt. You wear one in the car not because you think you'll crash, but because it's safe and smart. That's what this is. Will I have to stay inside? Not go to school? No, honey. You'll go to school and do everything normal. But there might be someone watching from far away just to make sure everyone's okay. Like a guardian angel you can't see. Amara thought about this. Okay. I can be brave if I need to. You're always brave, Jonathan said. That's why I know we'll all be fine. Later, while Amara did lessons with Beth, Simone's sister Tasha finally came to visit. She hugged Simone tight, then looked around the massive penthouse with wide eyes. Girl, you've been holding out on me. This place is incredible. I know. It's surreal. And the billionaire? Where is he? Working in his office. Tasha, please be normal. He's just a person. A person who lives in a 40-floor penthouse. Sure. Just a person. Jonathan emerged for lunch, polite and friendly. Tasha studied him with obvious suspicion, but he won her over by asking about her work as a nurse and listening with genuine interest to her stories from the ER. So, Tasha said over sandwiches, you're really doing this? The adoption thing? Absolutely. Amara's home is here. With me. With us. And Simone? What's her role in all this? Jonathan looked at Simone across the table. Everything. She's everything. I couldn't do this without her. Tasha didn't sound convinced. That afternoon, after meeting Amara and being thoroughly charmed, Tasha pulled Simone aside. Okay. I get it now. Get what? Why you're here. That little girl is amazing. And Jonathan, girl, he's in love with you. Tasha. Don't Tasha me. I saw how he looks at you. Like you hung the moon. And you look at him the same way. It's complicated. Amara comes first. Amara would benefit from you two figuring your stuff out. Kids aren't dumb. She sees it too. Tasha hugged her sister. I came here worried. I'm leaving happy. You're where you're supposed to be. Finally living instead of just existing. After Tasha left, Simone felt restless. She found Jonathan in his study working on his laptop. Can we talk? Always. He closed the computer, gave her his full attention. I've been thinking about what Amara asked. About both of us being her parents. About what that would take. Jonathan's expression was carefully neutral. Okay. I know we can't jump into marriage just for her sake. That's not how it works. But Jonathan, we're already partners. We're already co-parenting. We're already living together and making decisions together. The only thing missing is us, Jonathan finished, acknowledging what's between us. Yes, so I'm going to be brave. Like Amara. I'm going to say what I feel. Simone took a breath. I'm falling for you. Maybe I already fell. I don't know when it happened, but somewhere between pancakes and chess lessons and late-night conversations, you became important to me. Not just for Amara. For me. Jonathan stood slowly, across the room. Stood in front of her, close enough to touch. I'm already fallen, he said quietly. I fell the night you stayed with Amara in the hospital. The way you held her hand and sang to her and made her feel safe. I fell watching you braid her hair. Hearing you laugh at her jokes. Seeing you become the person she runs to when she's scared or happy or confused. Jonathan. But I'm also terrified. What if this doesn't work? What if we try and fail and it ruins everything? What if Amara gets hurt? What if it does work? Simone countered. What if we could give her everything she asked for? A real family. 2 parents who love her and love each other. What if we're strong enough to make this work? Are we? I don't know. But I want to find out. If you do. Jonathan cupped her face in his hands. I want to find out more than anything. This time no one interrupted. Jonathan kissed her softly, carefully, like she was something precious. Simone felt her whole body come alive, every nerve ending singing. She wrapped her arms around his neck, kissed him back with weeks of pent-up longing. When they finally pulled apart, both breathing hard, Jonathan rested his forehead against hers. So we're doing this. We're doing this, but slowly, carefully. Amara's adjustment comes first. Agreed. No rushing. No drama. Just seeing where this goes. Together. Together. They told Amara that evening after dinner. She looked between them with knowing eyes. Are you boyfriend and girlfriend now? We're figuring it out, Simone said gently. We care about each other a lot. And we both care about you most of all. That's not changing. So you might get married? And both be my parents? Maybe, Jonathan said. Someday. Things work out. But honey, nothing changes for you right now. You're still safe. Still loved. Still home. Amara grinned. I knew it. I told you that you liked each other. They spent that evening like they had so many others. Homework, dinner, movies. But now Jonathan's arm was around Simone's shoulders. Amara snuggled between them, content. This is perfect, Amara said. This is what I wanted. A family. Over the next week they fell into a new rhythm. Mornings were still for lessons. Afternoons for outings, now including Jonathan's private beach house, an hour north of the city. Amara played in the sand, building elaborate castles. Simone and Jonathan walked the shore, holding hands, talking about everything and nothing. I want to do this right, Jonathan said one afternoon, waves lapping at their feet. Court you properly. Dates. Romance. The whole thing. While living together and raising a child? Simone laughed. That's an unusual dating situation. We're an unusual couple. But Simone, I'm serious. I want to take you to dinner. The theater. Places where we can focus on each other, not just Amara. Helen's offered to babysit anytime. You talked to your mom about us? She guessed weeks ago. She's thrilled. Keeps saying Lily would have loved you. I wish I could have met her. Lily. She would have adored you. And Amara. She always wanted a little sister. Jonathan stopped walking, turned to face her. Simone, I know it's fast. I know we're doing everything backward. But I'm falling in love with you. I've fallen. And I wanted you to know. Simone's eyes filled with tears. I love you too. I think I have since you made those first pancakes. Since you gave everything up to help a child who needed you. They kissed on the beach while Amara played, the sun setting behind them. It felt like a beginning. Like everything in their lives had been leading to this moment. Are you still watching? Stories of love and second chances need your support to reach others who need hope. Subscribe and comment below about a moment that changed your life. Your engagement helps this story find the people who need it most. That weekend, Jonathan's mother Helen took Amara for a sleepover. You two need time alone, she insisted. Go be young and in love. Jonathan took Simone to an elegant restaurant overlooking the bay. She wore the red dress he'd bought her that first morning. He couldn't stop staring. You're beautiful, he said. You've said that 4 times already. I'll probably say it 20 more before the night ends. Over dinner they talked about the future. About adoption timelines in school and whether Amara might want siblings someday. Siblings? Simone asked, surprised. Maybe. If we... Jonathan looked almost shy. I'm getting ahead of myself. No, I like it. Planning for the future. Together. After dinner they walked through the city hand in hand. Jonathan pulled her into a small jazz club, where a pianist played old standards. They slow danced in the back, swaying to the music. I've never been this happy, Jonathan whispered. Never felt this complete. Me neither. Marry me. Simone pulled back to look at him. What? Marry me? Not today. Not tomorrow. But soon. When the time is right. When Amara's ready. Marry me and let's be a real family. All three of us. Jonathan. I know it's fast. I know we should wait. But Simone, I don't want to wait. I don't want to wonder or doubt. I want to choose you. Choose us. Choose this family we're building. Simone's heart felt too big for her chest. Yes. Yes, when the time is right. Yes to all of it. He kissed her there in the jazz club while strangers applauded. Felt like the movies. Like every love story she'd ever read. But better because it was real. They picked up Amara the next morning. She took one look at their joined hands and smiled. Did you have a good date? The best, Simone confirmed. Are you going to get married now? Eventually, Jonathan said. But there's something we want to ask you first. Simone and I are going to be partners. A couple. That means our family is going to look a little different. Is that okay with you? It's perfect, Amara said simply. I prayed for this. Every night on the streets I prayed for a family. For people who'd love me. And then I found you. Both of you. This is my answered prayer. Simone started crying. Jonathan's eyes were suspiciously bright. They held Amara between them, the three of them a unit now. A family. We love you so much, Simone said. Love you too. Both of you. Forever. The adoption paperwork moved through the courts faster than Patricia had expected. Jonathan's resources helped, but so did Angela's glowing reports. Every monthly visit showed the same thing. A thriving child in a stable, loving home. The judge wants to meet you all, Patricia said during a December visit. Final hearing is scheduled for January 15th. If all goes well, the adoption will be finalized that day. Amara bounced in her seat. So Mr. Blake will really be my dad? Legally? Legally and officially. Jonathan Blake will be your father. Patricia smiled. How does that feel? Like magic. Like the best dream ever. That night, Jonathan sat on Amara's bed for their nightly routine. Reading together, then talking about the day. Amara, I want you to know something. Even if the court says no, even if something goes wrong, you're still mine. Still ours. We'll keep fighting. We won't give up. I know. You never break promises. Amara hugged her purple unicorn. Dad. Jonathan's breath caught. She'd been calling him Mr. Blake still, old habits dying hard. Yes. Can I call you Dad now? Or do I have to wait until it's official? You can call me Dad right now. Nothing would make me happier. Okay. Good night, Dad. Good night, sweetheart. Jonathan found Simone in the kitchen making tea. He wrapped his arms around her from behind, buried his face in her neck. She called me Dad. I heard. How do you feel? Terrified. Honored. Completely in love with that little girl. He turned Simone to face him. Thank you. For making this possible. For being here. I'm exactly where I want to be. They'd been careful around Amara, keeping displays of affection appropriate. But now Jonathan kissed Simone properly, deeply, weeks of restrained longing in every touch. She kissed him back with equal intensity. We should set a wedding date, Jonathan murmured against her lips. After the adoption is final. Let Amara have her moment first. Then we can plan ours. Spring wedding? Spring sounds perfect. Helen Blake arrived the week before Christmas, arms full of presents and cooking supplies. We're doing Christmas right this year, she announced. A real family Christmas. She taught Amara to make cookies, flour dusting every surface. They decorated a massive tree together, ornaments collected over generations. Helen shared stories about Jonathan as a boy, and about Lily, making the lost girl part of their celebration. Lily loved Christmas, Helen said, hanging a special ornament. A small ballerina that had been her daughter's favorite. She would have loved you, Amara. Would have played with you for hours. I wish I could have met her. Me too, sweetheart. But you know what? I think she sent you to us. An angel who saved my son so he could save you right back. On Christmas morning, Amara woke them at dawn. Presents covered the floor under the tree. She tore through them with childlike joy, exclaiming over every gift. Books and art supplies and winter clothes and toys she'd never dared ask for. But the best gift came from Jonathan. A small box carefully wrapped. Inside was a necklace. A silver heart with 2 smaller hearts nestled inside it. "This represents us," Jonathan explained, fastening it around her neck. "The big heart is our family. The 2 small hearts are you and me. No matter what, we're connected. Forever." Amara threw her arms around him, crying happy tears. "Best present ever." "Actually," Simone said, "there's one more thing. From both of us." She handed Amara an envelope. Inside was a letter written in careful script. "Dear Amara, we promise to love you forever. To keep you safe. To help you grow into the amazing person you're meant to be. We promise to listen when you talk, to laugh at your jokes, to read you stories as long as you want. We promise to be your family no matter what. Love, Dad and Simone." Below their signatures was a photo. The 3 of them at the beach, Amara between them, all of them laughing. "This is so you remember," Simone said. "That we chose you. That you chose us. That we're a family by choice, which is the best kind." That afternoon, Helen pulled Simone aside while Jonathan and Amara built a complicated craft project. "I need to tell you something," Helen said. "When Jonathan called me about Amara, I was skeptical. I thought it was a whim. A response to trauma. But watching him with her, with you, he's who he was always meant to be. Happy. Present. Alive. He's an amazing father. And you're an amazing mother, even if it's not official yet. The way Amara looks at you, she sees safety. Well, home." Helen took Simone's hands. "I'm so grateful you're part of this family. Both of you are. Thank you for raising such a good man. I tried. But you brought out the best in him. You and Amara both." New Year's Eve, they stayed home. Amara wanted to see the ball drop on TV, so they made popcorn and hot chocolate and watched the countdown together. At midnight, they kissed and hugged and made wishes. "I wish for this forever," Amara said. "All of us together." "Me too," Jonathan agreed. "Me 3, Simone added. January brought a new rhythm. Amara started at her new school, nervous but excited. Jonathan drove her the first day, walked her to her classroom, met her teacher. "Mr. Blake," the teacher, Ms. Rodriguez, said warmly, "Amara's been telling us all about you. About learning chess and going to the beach. She's special. If she needs anything, call immediately." "I will. But I think she's going to do beautifully." Simone picked Amara up that afternoon. She came running out, braids flying, face glowing. "I made a friend. Her name is Sophie. She sits next to me. And guess what? She speaks Spanish too. We talked in Spanish and everyone thought it was so cool." "That's wonderful, honey." "And Ms. Rodriguez said my writing is really good. She wants me to enter a contest." Amara bounced in her seat. "I love school. I really, really love it." That evening, Amara showed Jonathan her homework with pride. Math worksheets she'd completed easily. A short story she'd started. A drawing of their family, 3 stick figures holding hands under a sun. "That's us," Amara explained. "Our family. It's perfect. Can we hang it on the fridge?" "Really? You want to?" "Amara, I want to hang every picture you make. Fill this entire penthouse with your art. You're ours. We're proud of everything you do." The final court hearing arrived on a bright January morning. They dressed carefully. Amara wore a purple dress Helen had bought specially. Simone wore her favorite blue suit. Jonathan wore navy, but added a bright green tie at Amara's request. "For luck," she said. In the courthouse they waited with Patricia. Angela arrived, smiling warmly at them. Other families filled the room, all waiting for their own hearings. "Are you nervous?" Simone asked Amara. "A little. What if the judge says no?" "Then we appeal," Jonathan said firmly. "But honey, that's not going to happen. This is just a formality. You're already mine. This just makes it official." Their names were called. They entered the courtroom, a surprisingly warm space with wooden benches and large windows. The judge, a black woman in her 50s with kind eyes, smiled at them. Case number 47892, petition for adoption. Jonathan Michael Blake seeks to adopt Amara Nicole Williams. Patricia presented their case. Angela testified about the home visits and Amara's progress. The judge asked Jonathan questions about his commitment, his understanding of the responsibilities, his long-term plans. "Mr. Blake, why do you want to adopt Amara?" "Because she's my daughter. Has been since the moment she saved my life. She taught me what matters. Well, Family. Being present. I want to be her father legally because I already am in every way that counts. And you understand this is permanent? That you'll be responsible for her welfare until she's an adult. Yes, Your Honor. Longer if she'll let me. Forever. The judge turned to Amara. Amara, do you want Mr. Blake to be your father? Yes, Your Honor. More than anything. Why? Because he loves me. He shows up every day. He helps with homework and makes pancakes and lets me win at chess sometimes. Amara smiled through tears. He makes me feel safe, like I belong somewhere, like I matter. You do matter, sweetheart. Very much. The judge reviewed the paperwork one more time. Then she smiled. Based on the evidence presented, the glowing testimonials, and the clear bond between you all, I'm granting the petition. Jonathan Michael Blake, you are now the legal father of Amara Nicole Blake. Congratulations. Amara burst into tears. Jonathan scooped her up, holding her tight while she sobbed into his shoulder. Simone wrapped her arms around both of them, crying too. You're mine now, Jonathan whispered. Officially. Forever. Amara Blake. I have a family, Amara said between sobs. A real family. Outside the courthouse, Helen waited with balloons and a camera. She hugged them all, crying openly. My granddaughter, she said, kissing Amara's forehead. Finally, officially my granddaughter. They celebrated at Rosa's kitchen, where Rosa had prepared a feast. When she heard the news, she cried too, hugging Amara tight. I'm so proud of you, Mija. Look how far you've come. That night, tucking Amara into bed, Jonathan presented her with new school notebooks. Look at the label, he said. Amara Nicole Blake. Her new legal name, printed clearly. That's me. That's really me now. That's really you. Forever. After Amara was asleep, Jonathan found Simone on the balcony, staring at the city. He wrapped his arms around her from behind. We did it. You did it. You gave that little girl everything she needed. We gave her everything. Together. He turned her to face him. Simone, I don't want to wait anymore. Let's set a date. Let's get married. Make you officially part of this family too. Amara wants to be part of planning. She's been asking about being a flower girl. Then we'll plan it together. All three of us. A spring wedding. Small, intimate, just the people we love. What do you say? I say yes. Yes to all of it. Yes to forever. Jonathan pulled out a small box from his pocket. Inside was a ring. Simple, elegant, with a single diamond that caught the light. I was going to wait. Do this somewhere fancy. But I don't want to wait. I want you to have this now. I want everyone to know you're mine. He knelt on one knee right there on the balcony, the city glittering below. Simone Carter, will you marry me? Will you be my wife and Amara's mother and my partner in everything? Will you build this crazy, beautiful life with us? Yes. Yes, absolutely yes. He slid the ring onto her finger. It fit perfectly. Then he stood and kissed her, deep and thorough and full of promise. I love you. I love you too. So much. They told Amara at breakfast. She screamed with joy, jumping up and down. You're getting married? Really? For real? For real, Simone confirmed. And we want you to help plan everything. Pick the flowers and the cake and the music. This is a family wedding. Can I be the flower girl? You're the most important person there besides us, Jonathan said. The girl who made this all possible. Amara threw her arms around them both. Best family ever. Best life ever. I'm so happy. That day felt like a turning point. Amara was officially theirs. Simone wore Jonathan's ring. They were building something real and lasting and full of love. But that evening, Tom Fletcher arrived with concerning news. Richard Chin had violated his bail conditions. Had been spotted near Jonathan's office building. The police were looking for him, but he'd disappeared. I'm increasing security, Tom said. No one in or out without clearance. We're treating this as a credible threat. Jonathan's hand tightened on Simone's. Amara sat with them, listening, her face serious. Are we in danger? Amara asked quietly. We're being smart, Jonathan said. Like we talked about before. We're prepared. But honey, I won't let anything happen to you. I promise. I trust you, Dad. I'm not scared. Not anymore. I have you. That night, they locked all the doors and set all the alarms. Tom's team established a perimeter. But inside the penthouse, they had movie night as planned. Popcorn and laughter and family time. Because fear wouldn't win. Love would. Had to. The wedding planning became a joyful distraction from the lingering security concerns. Amara threw herself into every detail, creating elaborate drawings of flower arrangements and dress designs. I think Miss Simone should wear purple, Amara said, spreading her sketches across the dining table. Like me. So we match. I was thinking maybe cream or ivory, Simone said gently. Traditional wedding colors. But purple is prettier. And it's our color. Our family color. Jonathan smiled, watching them negotiate. What if Simone wears traditional and you wear purple? You'll stand out as the special flower girl. Amara considered this. Okay. But can I have flowers in my hair? Purple ones? Absolutely. They toured venues, but nothing felt right. Too big, too formal, too impersonal. Finally, Helen made a suggestion. What about the beach house? It's private, beautiful, and already meaningful to you all. We could set up a tent on the sand, have the ceremony at sunset. That's perfect, Simone said immediately. That's where we want to do this. They set the date for April 20th, giving them 3 months to plan. Small guest list. Helen, Tasha and her family, Patricia and Angela, Beth, Rosa, Tom and Claire. 20 people total, all who'd been part of their journey. Amara designed the invitations by hand, drawing a family of 3 stick figures on each one. Jonathan had them professionally printed, her artwork preserved. These are from all of us, he explained. You're part of this wedding, Amara. This is about creating our family officially. School was going beautifully. Amara's teacher reported she was excelling, especially in language arts and creative writing. She'd made several friends, including Sophie, who came over for playdates. Is it weird having a billionaire dad? Sophie asked Amara one afternoon, voice carrying into the kitchen where Simone prepared snacks. I don't think of him like that. He's just dad. He makes pancakes and helps with homework and plays chess with me. But you live in a penthouse. That's so cool. The penthouse is nice. But the best part is having a family. Having people who love me. Amara's voice was matter of fact. I used to live on the streets. Now I have a dad and almost mom and grandma. That's better than any building. Simone blinked back tears. That child's wisdom, her gratitude, her perspective. It humbled her daily. In early March, Jonathan had a charity gala to attend. A technology conference where he was receiving an award for innovation. He wanted to skip it, but Simone encouraged him to go. You worked hard for this. Accept the recognition. Amara and I will be fine. Come with me. Both of you. I want you there. So they attended together. Amara in a beautiful purple dress, Simone in blue silk, Jonathan in a navy suit. When Jonathan accepted his award, he surprised everyone by bringing them on stage with him. This award is nice, he said into the microphone. But it's not my biggest accomplishment this year. That would be becoming a father. And soon a husband. I want to thank these 2 incredible women for changing my life completely. He gestured to Amara and Simone. The audience applauded. Cameras flashed. 7 months ago, a brave little girl saved my life. She warned me about danger when she had no reason to trust that anyone would listen. Amara, you taught me what courage looks like. What love looks like. You gave me purpose beyond profit margins. Amara waved shyly at the crowd. And Simone, you taught me how to be present. How to put family first. How to build something real and lasting. You didn't have to stay. Didn't have to help a confused billionaire figure out how to be a dad. But you did. You chose us. Chose this family. Jonathan held the award high. So I accept this, but I dedicate it to them. To Amara and Simone, who made me better. Thank you. The crowd stood applauding. Several people were crying. Simone felt tears on her own cheeks. Backstage, reporters clamored for interviews. Jonathan declined most, but agreed to one with a major news outlet. Mr. Blake, this is quite a change from your previous reputation as a workaholic. My priorities shifted. I learned what matters. And the adoption? You went from bachelor to father literally overnight. When something's right, you know it. Amara needed a family. I needed her just as much. Sometimes the best decisions happen fast. What about marriage? You're engaged to your event coordinator? I'm engaged to the woman I love. Her job title doesn't define her. Simone is brilliant, kind, and the best partner I could ask for. Amara and I are lucky to have her. The interview aired that evening. Simone watched it with Amara snuggled against her side. Dad looks happy, Amara observed. He is happy. We all are. Miss Simone? Can I ask you something? Always, honey. After you marry Dad, what should I call you? Mom? Simone? Something else. Simone's breath caught. What do you want to call me? I want to call you Mom. That's okay. I know you're not my real mom. Stop. Simone turned to Mara to face her. Listen to me. Real doesn't mean biology. Real means showing up. Loving you. Being there when you need me. I am your real mom, Amara. If you want me to be, I want you to be. So much. Then I'm mom. Starting right now. Amara buried her face in Simone's shoulder, crying happy tears. I have a mom. I really have a mom. When Jonathan came home, he found them curled up together on the couch, both asleep. He took a photo, then gently woke them. Hey, my girls. Dad, Amara said sleepily. Guess what? I have a mom now. A real mom. You do. Miss Simone said I can call her mom. That she is my mom really and truly. Jonathan looked at Simone over Amara's head, his eyes full of love. That's the best news I've heard all day. That night, after Amara was in bed, Jonathan pulled Simone into his arms on the balcony. Thank you. For being her mom. For loving her like she's yours. She is mine. Just like she's yours. Biology doesn't matter. I love you. So much. I can't wait to marry you. 6 more weeks. Too long. He kissed her deeply. Move into my room. We're getting married anyway. Let's stop pretending we're just roommates. Simone laughed. What about Amara? Amara knows we're together. She'll be thrilled. Come on. I want to fall asleep with you every night and wake up with you every morning. Starting now. So Simone moved her things into Jonathan's suite. That night, they fell asleep tangled together, exhausted but happy. Best decision I ever made, Jonathan murmured against her hair. What decision? Listening to a 7-year-old girl who told me not to get in that car. Second best decision was asking you to stay. I'm glad you did. Both times. Spring arrived with warming weather and blooming flowers. They finalized wedding details. Booked a caterer. Ordered flowers. Simone found a beautiful cream dress, simple and elegant. Amara got her purple flower girl dress with matching shoes. But 2 weeks before the wedding, everything changed. Tom Fletcher arrived at the penthouse, his expression grave. We have a situation. Richard Chin contacted me. He wants to meet with Jonathan. Says he'll turn himself in after. Absolutely not, Simone said immediately. It might be our best option, Tom said. He's been evading police for months. If he turns himself in, this ends. It's a trap, Simone insisted. Maybe. But I'll have a full security team. We'll meet in a public place. Jonathan wears a wire. Police will be ready to move in. Jonathan looked at Simone. This could be our chance to end this. To stop looking over our shoulders. To let Amara live without fear. Or it could get you hurt. Killed. Tom's the best. I trust him. Simone wanted to argue, but she saw the determination in Jonathan's eyes. He needed to do this. Needed to protect their family the only way he could. Fine. But I'm coming too. Not to the meeting but nearby. In the backup vehicle. I need to be close. Simone. Non-negotiable. If you're doing this, I'm there. That's the deal. Jonathan agreed reluctantly. The meeting was set for a coffee shop downtown. High visibility. Cameras everywhere. Tom's team covered every angle. Simone waited in a van 2 blocks away, listening through the wire Jonathan wore. She heard him enter the shop. Order coffee. Sit down. Then Chen's voice, thank you for coming. What do you want? To apologize. What I did was wrong. The attack, the threats. I let competition consume me. Made me dangerous. But I've had months to think. To realize what I was becoming. I don't want that anymore. So turn yourself in. I will. After I explain. After you understand why I did it. Chen's voice cracked. I was desperate. My company was failing. Yours was taking everything. I thought if you were gone, I'd have a chance. And now? Now I see it wouldn't have mattered. You're better than me. Your technology is better. Removing you wouldn't have changed that. Simone listened, heart pounding. It sounded genuine. But was it? I'm sorry, Chen continued. For everything. For putting you and your family in danger. I heard you adopted a little girl. The one who warned you. That's beautiful. You deserve that happiness. I never should have threatened it. If you mean that, prove it. Turn yourself in. Face the consequences. Let us move on. I will. Right now. I just needed you to know I'm sorry. That I'm not a monster. Just a man who made terrible choices. Police moved in. Simone heard the arrest through the wire. Chen went peacefully, no fight, no drama. Jonathan exited the shop, found Simone in the van. She threw her arms around him. It's over, he said. Really over. He's in custody. He'll face trial. We're safe. Thank God. Thank God you're okay. They drove home together, Jonathan's hand tight on hers. When they arrived, Amara ran to them. Did it work? Is the bad man gone? He's gone, sweetheart. We're safe now. All of us. Amara hugged them both. Good. Because we have a wedding in 2 weeks and we can't be worried about bad guys. We have to focus on cake and flowers and making Mom the prettiest bride ever. That evening, the three of them sat on the balcony watching the sunset. Jonathan opened a bottle of champagne, poured a small glass of sparkling cider for Amara. To family, he toasted. To safety. To new beginnings. To love, Simone added. To us, Amara said, clinking her glass against theirs. Forever and always. The final 2 weeks before the wedding passed in a blur of preparations. The beach house was transformed with white tents and purple flowers. Helen coordinated everything, giving Simone and Jonathan time to focus on Amara and each other. The night before the wedding, Helen took Amara for a special grandmother-granddaughter sleepover. You two need time alone, she insisted. Enjoy your last night as an unmarried couple. Jonathan cooked dinner, one of the few meals he'd mastered. Pasta with homemade sauce, garlic bread, salad. They ate on the balcony, the city lights below. Nervous? Simone asked. No. Excited. Impatient. Ready to make this official. Jonathan took her hand. You changed my life, Simone. 7 months ago I was going through motions. Now I'm living. Really living. Thank you for that. You changed mine too. Gave me purpose. Family. Well, everything I didn't know I was missing. Tomorrow you become Mrs. Blake. Tomorrow we become official. The three of us. They made love slowly, tenderly, both knowing this was their last night before everything changed. Before they spoke vows and became husband and wife. Before their family was complete. I love you, Jonathan whispered afterward. Simone curled against his chest. I love you too. Always. The wedding day dawned perfect. Bright sunshine, warm breeze, flowers blooming everywhere. Simone woke in the beach house guest room where Tasha had insisted she sleep, following tradition about not seeing the groom before the ceremony. You look radiant, Tasha said, helping Simone into her cream dress. Like you're glowing from the inside. I'm happy. Completely, perfectly happy. Amara burst in, wearing her purple dress, flowers already woven into her braids. Mom, you look like a princess. You look pretty amazing yourself, flower girl. Helen appeared, camera in hand, tears already flowing. My family. My beautiful family. Let me get pictures. They took dozens. Simone with Amara. Simone with Tasha. All the women together. Then it was time. The ceremony space looked magical. White chairs arranged in rows on the sand. Purple flowers everywhere. A simple arch draped in white fabric, ocean waves behind it. 20 guests stood waiting. Music started. Amara went first, scattering purple petals with careful concentration. Then Simone appeared, Tasha beside her. Jonathan stood at the altar in a navy suit, green tie at Amara's insistence. When he saw Simone, his face transformed. Pure joy. The ceremony was simple. They'd written their own vows. Jonathan went first, his voice steady despite tears in his eyes. Simone, 7 months ago, a little girl saved my life. But you saved my soul. You taught me how to be present, how to love, how to build something real. You chose us when you didn't have to. Chose to stay, to help, to love. I promise to spend every day earning that choice. To be your partner, your best friend, your love. To build this family with you. To choose you always. Simone's voice shook but didn't break. Jonathan, you showed me what courage looks like. Taking in a child who needed you. Opening your heart after years of protecting it. Becoming the man you were always meant to be. You gave me family. Purpose. Love beyond anything I dreamed. I promise to stand beside you in everything. To love Amara as my own. To be your partner in building this beautiful life. To choose you always and forever. The officiant pronounced them husband and wife. They kissed while their small crowd cheered. Amara ran up and they pulled her into the embrace, the three of them together. We did it, Amara said. We're a real family now. We were always real, Jonathan said. But now it's official. The reception was perfect. Dinner on the beach, toasts from Helen and Tasha, cake cutting with Amara helping. Dancing under string lights as the sun set. Jonathan's mother's toast made everyone cry. I watched my son exist for 15 years after losing Lily. Never fully living, never fully present. Then a brave little girl changed everything. Amara, you saved him. Simone, you brought him back to life. This family is a testament to second chances and answered prayers. I couldn't be happier or more proud. They danced their first dance as husband and wife, then invited Amara to join them. She stood on Jonathan's feet while Simone held them both, all three moving together to a soft love song. Perfect, Amara whispered. This is perfect. The celebration continued into the evening. But around 8, Tom Fletcher appeared, his expression concerned. He pulled Jonathan aside. Simone saw them talking, saw Jonathan's face go serious. She excused herself and joined them. What's wrong? Probably nothing, Tom said. But there's been activity on security cameras near the city penthouse. Someone tried to access the building. Chen's in jail, Jonathan said. I know. But he had associates. People involved in the original plan. We picked up most of them, but a few were never identified. Tom looked apologetic. I'm probably being overly cautious. But I wanted you to know. We're safe here? Simone asked. Completely. This location isn't public. Full security team on site. But when you return to the city tomorrow, we'll need to be extra vigilant. Jonathan nodded. Thank you for telling us. Keep me updated. After Tom left, Simone took Jonathan's hand. We're not letting this ruin our day. No, we're not. This is our wedding day. Our family's celebration. Nothing's changing that. They rejoined the party, determined to focus on joy. But Simone caught Jonathan checking his phone repeatedly. Saw Tom coordinating with his team. That night, after all the guests had gone to their rooms or left, the three of them stood on the beach. Amara had changed into pajamas but refused to go to bed yet. Can we stay out here a little longer? She asked. I want to remember everything. They sat in the sand, Amara between them, watching waves roll in under moonlight. Today was the best day of my life, Amara said. You're married now. We're a forever family. Forever family, Jonathan agreed. Nothing can change that. I'm not scared anymore, Amara continued. About bad things happening. Because even if they do, we'll face them together. Simone hugged her daughter close. That's right, baby. Together, we can handle anything. But as they walked back to the beach house, Simone caught Tom watching the tree line, hand near his phone. Her happiness dimmed slightly, replaced by concern. That night, lying in bed with her new husband, Simone voiced her fears. What if this isn't over? What if someone else comes after you? Then we'll handle it. Like we've handled everything else. Together. Jonathan pulled her close. I won't lie and say there's no risk. My business makes enemies. But Tom's team is the best. We'll be careful. We'll be smart. And we'll keep living our lives. That's what Amara needs. Normalcy. Stability. I'm scared, Jonathan. We just got this happiness. This family. I can't lose it. You won't. I promise you won't. They made love gently, clinging to each other, trying to push away fear with touch and closeness. But Simone couldn't shake the feeling that something was coming. The next morning they packed up and returned to the city. Tom's team escorted them, 2 security vehicles flanking their car. Amara noticed but didn't comment, trusting the adults to handle things. At the penthouse, everything looked normal. Tom's team had already swept for any issues. But Jonathan added extra security measures anyway. More cameras, better locks, a direct line to the police station. We're being smart, he assured Simone. Not paranoid. Just prepared. That week they fell back into routine. Amara went to school with discreet security watching. Jonathan worked from home more, attending only essential meetings. Simone coordinated events remotely, unwilling to leave the family for long. But on Thursday, Tom received concerning intelligence. One of Chen's former associates, a man named Eric Wade, had purchased airline tickets. Destination, their city. Arrival, tomorrow. Do we know what he wants? Jonathan asked during an emergency meeting in his office. No. But Wade was deeply involved in the original plan. He disappeared before we could arrest him. Now he's coming here. Tom pulled up a photo. White man, mid-40s, average looking. We'll have teams watching the airports, train stations, bus depots. If he shows up, we'll grab him. What about Amara? Should we keep her home from school? I think that sends the wrong message. Shows fear. Let her maintain routine, but we'll increase security at the school. Simone hated this. Hated that their happiness was shadowed by threat. But she agreed with Tom. Amara needed normalcy. Friday morning, Simone took Amara to school as usual. She hugged her daughter tight. Have a good day, baby. Learn lots. I will. Mom? Amara looked up at her. Is everything okay? You and Dad seem worried. Just being careful, sweetheart. Nothing for you to worry about. Okay. Love you. Love you too. Simone watched Amara run into the school building, then returned to the penthouse where Jonathan paced, phone pressed to his ear. Tom's team spotted Wade at the airport. They're following him. For the next hour, they tracked Wade's movements through Tom's updates. He took a taxi into the city. Got out at a coffee shop 3 blocks from Jonathan's office building. He's just sitting there, Tom reported. Drinking coffee. Waiting for something. For what? We don't know. But I'm sending officers to pick him up. We'll question him, find out his intentions. But before the officers could arrive, Wade stood. Left the coffee shop. Walked toward Jonathan's building. Tom's team moved to intercept. But Wade was faster than expected. He slipped into the building through a side entrance, bypassed security somehow. He's inside, Tom said urgently. Lockdown initiated. Jonathan, stay where you are. We're coming to you. Jonathan grabbed Simone. Panic room. Now. What about Amara? Tom has a team at her school. She's safe. Come on. He pulled Simone toward a concealed door she'd never noticed. Behind it, a reinforced room with communication equipment, supplies, everything they'd need. They sealed themselves inside. Jonathan pulled up security camera feeds on a monitor. They watched Tom's team sweep the building floor by floor. What does he want? Simone whispered. Why come here? I don't know. But we're safe. Tom will handle this. On the monitors, they saw Tom's team close in on the executive floor. Saw Wade in the hallway looking confused. He wasn't armed. Didn't look dangerous. Just lost. Tom approached carefully. Eric Wade, you're under arrest. Put your hands up. Wade complied immediately, no resistance. I'm not here to hurt anyone. I just needed to talk. Talk about what? About making this right. About apologizing. About helping however I can. Wade's voice cracked. I was part of something terrible. I've been running for months. I can't run anymore. I want to cooperate. Want to make amends. Tom cuffed him anyway, taking no chances. But as they led Wade away, he looked directly at a security camera. Mr. Blake, if you're watching, I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. Chin manipulated all of us. Made us believe we were protecting our livelihoods. But it was wrong. I want to help put this right. Please let me help. In the panic room, Jonathan and Simone stared at the screen. Wade looked genuine. Broken. Repentant. Do you believe him? Simone asked. I don't know. But we'll find out. Tom gave the all clear. They emerged from the panic room to find police filling the office. Wade was being taken away, still apologizing. We'll interrogate him, Tom said. Get his full statement. If he's telling the truth, this could wrap up the entire conspiracy. Get everyone involved. And if he's not? Then we keep you safe until we figure out what's really happening. That evening, picking up Amara from school, Simone tried to act normal. But Amara saw through it. Something happened today, she said in the car. Security was different. Everyone was nervous. Nothing bad, honey. Just being extra careful. It's okay to tell me, Mom. I'm not a baby. I know there are people who don't like Dad because of business. I can handle knowing. Simone exchanged glances with Jonathan in the rearview mirror. They tried to shield her, but maybe that was wrong. Maybe Amara deserved truth. At home, they sat together in the living room and explained. About Wade. About the scare. About him wanting to cooperate. Is he going to hurt us? Amara asked calmly. No. He's in police custody. He says he wants to help. Do you believe him? We're not sure yet. But honey, here's what I need you to understand. We're doing everything possible to keep you safe. Tom's team is the best. We have security everywhere. And we're together. That's what matters. Amara thought about this. When I was on the streets, I was scared every day. Every night. I didn't know where I'd sleep or when I'd eat. I was alone and everything felt dangerous. She looked at both her parents. But now I have you. I have a home and family and people who protect me. So even if there's danger, I'm not really scared. Because I'm not alone anymore. Jonathan pulled her into a hug, his eyes wet. You're never alone again. Never. We've got you. I know, Dad. That's why I'm brave. That night, after Amara was asleep, Tom called with an update. Wade's story checked out. He'd provided detailed information about Chen's operation, names of everyone involved, evidence that would ensure convictions. He's cooperating fully, Tom reported. Says he wants to testify, help close this case permanently. The DA thinks he's genuine. So this really is over? Simone asked. Looks like it. With Wade's testimony, we can arrest the remaining conspirators. Build an airtight case. After that, you'll be safe to live normally. No more security teams. No more looking over your shoulders. Jonathan let out a breath he'd been holding for months. Thank God. Thank God it's finally over. But Simone felt something else. Relief, yes. But also wariness. Things couldn't be this easy. Could they? Over the next week, the remaining conspirators were arrested one by one. Wade's testimony and evidence provided enough for the police to move decisively. 8 people were taken into custody, their operation dismantled completely. The news covered it extensively. Billionaire Jonathan Blake and his family had been targeted in an elaborate corporate espionage plot. The story focused on how Amara had saved him, how love had triumphed over greed. We're famous, Amara said, reading a newspaper article over breakfast. Look, there's our wedding photo. Famous isn't always fun, Jonathan warned. People might recognize us now. Ask questions. Be intrusive. That's okay. I'm proud of our story. We're a family who found each other when we all needed saving. That's beautiful. She wasn't wrong. Their story was beautiful. Broken pieces finding each other and forming something whole. But that afternoon, testing Simone's belief that things couldn't be this easy, a man appeared at Amara's school. He approached the playground fence during recess, calling for Amara specifically. Security intervened immediately. Tom's team, still stationed at the school during the transition, detained the man. He wasn't armed. Wasn't threatening. But he was persistent. I just want to talk to the girl who saved Jonathan Blake, he insisted. I have a story just like hers. I want her to know she inspired me. Tom called Jonathan immediately. We have a situation. At the school, they found the man being questioned by security and police. He was in his 30s, wearing worn clothes, holding a folder of documents. Mr. Blake, he said when Jonathan arrived. Thank you for coming. I'm sorry for the scene. I didn't know how else to reach you. Who are you? My name is Thomas Rivera. I'm homeless. I've been for 3 years. I read about your daughter, about how you took her in and gave her everything. It gave me hope. His eyes filled with tears. I've been trying to get my life together. Got into a job training program. Found temporary housing. But it's hard. So hard. I just wanted to tell Amara that her story made me believe I could do it too. Jonathan studied him. Saw genuine emotion. Raw hope. This wasn't a threat. This was someone broken looking for inspiration. Mr. Rivera, I appreciate you sharing that. But approaching my daughter at school wasn't the right way. I know. I'm sorry. I needed her to know she matters. That her story is changing lives. Jonathan made a decision. Tom, can you do a background check on Mr. Rivera? Right now. Tom made calls. 20 minutes later, he confirmed Rivera's story. 3 years homeless after losing his job and spiraling into depression. Recently enrolled in a job program. No criminal record. Just someone struggling. Jonathan pulled out his wallet, then stopped. Money wasn't what Rivera needed. He needed something more. Mr. Rivera, I run several job training programs through my company. Would you be interested in joining one? We provide housing assistance, job placement, and long-term support. Rivera's face crumpled. You do that? After I scared everyone? You didn't mean harm. You meant hope. And that's something I understand. Simone, can you get Claire on the phone? Have her send information about our programs. Within an hour, Rivera was enrolled. He'd start training next week with housing support beginning immediately. As he left, escorted by social workers who'd help him transition, he turned back. Mr. Blake, thank you. And please tell Amara. Tell her she's a hero. Not just for saving you. For showing people like me that second chances are real. That evening, they told Amara what happened. She listened thoughtfully. Can I meet him? After he gets settled? I want to tell him I'm proud of him. That being homeless doesn't mean you're not important. Maybe, Jonathan said. When the time is right. This incident triggered an idea. Jonathan, Simone, and Helen started planning a foundation specifically for homeless children and families. Using Jonathan's resources and Amara's story, they'd provide housing, education, and support. We'll call it Lily's Hope, Helen suggested. After my daughter. She would have loved this. Amara added her own suggestion. Can we have a part that teaches languages? So kids can learn like I did? Languages help you survive. Absolutely, Jonathan agreed. We'll make it comprehensive. Everything a child needs to thrive. They launched the foundation in May, just a month after the wedding. The press conference drew massive attention. Jonathan spoke about Amara's courage, about how one child had changed his entire perspective. My daughter saved my life. Now I want to use that life to save others. Every child deserves safety, education, and hope. Lily's Hope Foundation will provide that. Amara stood beside him, no longer shy. I was homeless and scared. But people helped me. Now I want to help other kids like me. Because everyone deserves a family. Everyone deserves love. Her words went viral. Donations poured in. Other companies pledged support. Within weeks, they'd raised enough to help hundreds of families. But the attention brought new challenges. People recognized them everywhere. Some were kind, congratulatory. Others were invasive, demanding photos or stories. Amara handled it with grace, but Simone could see the strain. Too much. Simone asked one evening after a stranger had stopped them at the grocery store for the third time. A little, Amara admitted. I just want to be normal sometimes. Just a regular kid. We can make that happen. Different stores, different neighborhoods. Privacy when you need it. But I also like that our story helps people. That's important too. It is. But you're more important. Your happiness and comfort come first. They found balance. Scheduled public appearances but kept most of their life private. Amara's school implemented strict no-media policies. At home they were just a family. In June the trial for Chen and his associates began. Jonathan had to testify, recounting the attack and aftermath. Wade testified too, his cooperation clear and comprehensive. Simone attended the trial, sitting in the gallery to support her husband. Amara stayed with Helen, kept away from the proceedings. On the stand, Jonathan was clear and calm. They tried to kill me for business advantage. But they failed. And in failing they gave me the greatest gift. They led me to my daughter. To my wife. To the family I didn't know I needed. Chen's lawyer tried to paint Jonathan as an aggressive businessman who'd provoked the attack. But the evidence was overwhelming. The jury deliberated for less than 3 hours. Guilty. All counts. Chen and his closest associates faced decades in prison. Outside the courthouse, reporters swarmed. Jonathan gave a brief statement. Justice was served today. But more importantly, my family is safe. That's all that matters. We can finally move forward without fear. At home they celebrated quietly. No more trials. No more threats. Just life. It's really over, Simone said that night. We're free. We are. Finally, completely free. They made plans. A summer trip to Europe, showing Amara the world. Expanding the foundation. Jonathan even talked about stepping back from his company to focus on family and philanthropy. I don't need to build empires anymore, he said. I have everything I need right here. But Simone noticed Jonathan seemed distant sometimes. Distracted. When she asked, he brushed it off. Just processing everything. The trial, the foundation, everything we've built. I'm fine. She didn't push. But she watched him, sensing something beneath the surface. One evening in late June, Amara came to them with a request. There's a girl at school. Her name is Kenji. She's from Japan and she's having trouble because her English isn't great. I've been helping her during lunch, teaching her phrases. But Mom, Dad, she told me her family is struggling. Her dad lost his job. They might have to move back to Japan. That's hard, Simone said gently. Could we help them? Through the foundation? Give her dad a job or something? Jonathan and Simone exchanged glances. This was exactly what they'd hoped for. Amara not just receiving help but offering it. Let's meet with her family, Jonathan said. See what they need. They met with the Tanaka family the following week. Mr. Tanaka had been an engineer but had lost his position during corporate downsizing. His wife worked 2 jobs to keep them afloat. Their daughter Kenji was brilliant but struggling with language barriers. We want to stay, Mrs. Tanaka said, her English careful. But it's very hard. Very expensive. Jonathan offered Mr. Tanaka a position with his company. Engineering role, good salary, benefits. The relief on their faces was immediate and overwhelming. You don't even know us, Mr. Tanaka said. Why help? Because someone helped my daughter when she needed it most. Now we pay it forward. That's how kindness works. It multiplies. Amara and Kenji became best friends. They taught each other languages, traded cultural knowledge, spent weekends together. Watching them, Simone felt her heart swell. This is what it's all about, she told Jonathan. Creating ripples of goodness. Amara started those ripples. She warned a stranger about danger when she had every reason to stay silent. That one brave act changed everything. In July they took that trip to Europe. Paris, Rome, Barcelona. Amara's language skills impressed everyone. She ordered food in French, asked directions in Italian, made friends in Spanish. "She's going to do amazing things," Helen said during a video call. "That girl is going to change the world." "She already has," Jonathan said. "She changed mine." But during the trip, Simone noticed Jonathan's distraction increasing. He took calls at odd hours. Worked on his laptop late into the night. When she asked, he said it was foundation business. She didn't quite believe him. But she also trusted him. If something was wrong, he'd tell her. On their last night in Barcelona, sitting on their hotel balcony while Amara slept, Jonathan finally opened up. "I've been keeping something from you." Simone's heart clenched. "What?" "Nothing bad. Actually, something good. But I wanted it to be perfect before I told you." He pulled out his phone, showed her a document. "I've been working with the city to purchase a property. Large enough to house 50 families. We're turning it into a comprehensive support center. Housing, education, job training, all on one campus." "Jonathan, that's incredible. It's going to be called the Simone Blake Family Center. After you. Because you taught me what family really means. How to build something that lasts. How to love without holding back." Tears streamed down Simone's face. "You named it after me? You're the heart of this family. The heart of everything good we're building." It seemed right. She kissed him, pouring everything she felt into it. Gratitude and love and hope and joy. "I love you so much." "I love you too. More every day." They returned home to find the foundation had grown beyond their wildest expectations. Other cities wanted to replicate their model. Celebrities were endorsing their work. They were making real, measurable impact. "We're changing lives," Claire reported at a board meeting. "Hundreds of families helped. Thousands more on waiting lists. The work you're doing matters." But for Jonathan and Simone, the best measure of success was simpler. Amara thriving. Happy. Secure. Growing into a remarkable young woman who used her past pain to fuel compassion for others. "Thank you," Amara told them one night before bed. "For choosing me. For loving me. For showing me what family means." "Thank you," Jonathan countered, "for saving me. In every possible way." 6 months after the trial, life had settled into a beautiful rhythm. Amara excelled in 4th grade, her test scores placing her among the top students in her class. She'd started a language club at school, teaching other kids basic phrases in multiple languages. "I have 12 members now," she announced proudly at dinner. "And Ms. Rodriguez says we might perform at the school assembly." "That's wonderful, baby," Simone said, passing the salad. They ate together every night now, no matter how busy Jonathan's day had been. Family time was sacred. The Simone Blake Family Center opened in September with a ribbon-cutting ceremony. Over 300 people attended, including families who'd be among the first residents. "This is a place of hope," Simone said in her speech, standing beside Jonathan and Amara. "Where families can rebuild, children can learn, and everyone gets the second chance they deserve. My daughter taught me that second chances are real. Now we're giving that gift to others." The center was comprehensive. 50 family apartments, all furnished and ready. On-site daycare and after-school programs. Job training facilities. A medical clinic. A community kitchen. Everything a family needed to get back on their feet. Rosa's Kitchen partnered with them, providing cooking classes and employment opportunities. Beth joined as education director. The Tanaka family volunteered as cultural ambassadors, helping new families adjust. "This is bigger than anything I imagined," Jonathan told Patricia Torres, who served on the foundation board. "Amara's courage created all of this." "Love created this," Patricia corrected. "Love and people willing to act on it." That fall, Jonathan made a major announcement. He was stepping down as CEO of his tech company, transitioning to chairman of the board. His new full-time role, running the foundation with Simone. "Business was my life for 15 years, he explained to surprised reporters. But I found something more important. Family. Community. Making real impact on real people. That's where I want to focus now." His company's board supported the decision. Jonathan had built the business to last. It would thrive without him at the helm daily. "Besides," he joked at his final board meeting, "my daughter keeps reminding me that being rich isn't interesting. Helping people is." She's right. In October, they received an invitation to the White House. The president wanted to honor the foundation's work, hold them up as an example of effective private philanthropy. "We're going to meet the president?" Amara could barely contain her excitement. "We are. and you're the guest of honor. None of this happens without you. Without us, Amara corrected. We're a team. At the White House ceremony, Amara wore her favorite purple dress. She shook the president's hand confidently, no longer the shy street child but a poised young girl who'd learned her own worth. You started all this? The president asked. I warned Mr. Blake about danger. But he's the one who chose to help me. To adopt me and give me a family. That's the real story. Love choosing love. The president's eyes glistened. Well said, young lady. Well said. That evening at a fancy hotel in Washington, D.C., the three of them ordered room service and watched movies in their pajamas. This is better than the fancy dinner, Amara decided, eating pizza on the king-sized bed. Agreed, Jonathan said. Though the president was pretty cool. The president was nice. But he's just a person like everyone else. That's what you taught me, Dad. That everyone matters the same. Rich or poor, famous or not. We're all just people. When did you get so wise? Simone asked. I had good teachers. November brought their first Thanksgiving as an officially complete family. Helen hosted at her house, inviting not just immediate family but everyone who'd been part of their journey. Patricia and Angela. Beth. Tom Fletcher. Claire. Rosa. The Tanaka family. 25 people crammed into Helen's dining room, laughing and sharing food. I want to say grace, Amara announced. Everyone quieted, holding hands around the table. Thank you for second chances. Thank you for people who listen when a kid says something important. Thank you for families that form out of love, not just blood. Thank you for Mom and Dad and Grandma Helen. Thank you for everyone at this table who helped us. And thank you for letting me be part of something bigger than myself. Amen. There wasn't a dry eye in the room. That kid is going to be president someday, Tom whispered to Jonathan. Probably, Jonathan agreed, beaming with pride. December brought their first Christmas as a married couple with an adopted daughter. They went overboard with decorations, Amara directing where every ornament should go. Higher on the left. No, the other left. Perfect. Christmas morning, Amara woke them at dawn, just like Jonathan remembered doing as a child. She tore through presents with joy, but her favorite wasn't a toy or game. It was a photo album Simone had made. Every significant moment of the past year. The night they met. Moving into the penthouse. The adoption hearing. The wedding. The foundation launch. Family dinners and beach trips and ordinary moments that meant everything. This is our story, Simone explained. How we became a family. Amara traced the photos with gentle fingers. Can we keep adding to it? Every year? Every year, Jonathan promised. We'll document this beautiful life we're building. That evening, after Helen had left and the wrapping paper was cleaned up, they sat by the tree. Amara had started a new tradition. Each family member shared their best moment from the year. Mine is easy, Amara said. The day the adoption was finalized. When the judge said I was officially Amara Blake. That's when I knew I was really home. Mine is our wedding day, Simone said. Standing on that beach with you both, making it official. Creating this family. Jonathan thought for a moment. Mine is the first time Amara called me Dad. Not Mr. Blake. Dad. That's when everything changed. When I stopped being a man who had a child and became a father. So what happens next? Amara asked. What's our next chapter? Whatever we want, Jonathan said. We've built something stable and beautiful. Now we get to live it. Grow it. Share it. I want a sibling, Amara announced. Eventually. Maybe in a year or two. Someone to play with and teach things to. Simone and Jonathan exchanged surprised glances. They talked about more children but privately, tentatively. You want a brother or sister? Jonathan asked. Yeah. There are so many kids who need families. We could adopt again. Give someone else what you gave me. A home. Well, everything. Simone's eyes filled with tears. That's a beautiful idea, sweetheart. When you're ready, when we're all ready, maybe we will. Not yet, Amara clarified. I want to be the only kid for a little longer. But someday. Okay. Okay, they agreed together. In January, they celebrated Amara's 9th birthday. Not the age on her birth certificate, which they discovered was wrong by 2 years, but her real age based on medical assessments. She'd been 9 when she saved Jonathan, not 7. The streets had aged her, made her seem younger. So I'm actually going to be 10 soon? Amara processed this information with typical practicality. That's weird but okay. Can we still have cake? They threw a big party at the family center. All the kids from the center attended, plus Amara's school friends. Games and pizza and an enormous purple cake. Amara blew out 10 candles, making a wish. What did you wish for? Kenji asked. Can't tell or it won't come true. But I'll give you a hint. It's already coming true every day. That spring, Jonathan and Simone celebrated their first anniversary. They returned to the beach house where they'd married, just the two of them for a weekend while Helen kept Amara. A year ago, we stood on that beach and promised forever, Jonathan said, walking the shore hand in hand with his wife. Best decision of my life. Mine too. Look at everything we've built. Not just with Amara but the foundation, the center. We're changing the world. Small corner of it anyway. Small corners add up. Amara taught us that. One warning. One choice to listen. One decision to stay. Small moments that create everything. They made love on the beach at sunset, then lay wrapped in blankets watching stars emerge. I'm pregnant, Simone said quietly. Jonathan sat up so fast he nearly knocked her over. What? I found out yesterday. I wanted to tell you here where we started. She smiled through tears. We're having a baby, Jonathan. He kissed her deeply, joy and wonder and love overwhelming everything else. A baby. We're having a baby. Are you happy? Happier than I knew possible. Again. You keep making me happier. They told Amara a week later, wanting to make sure everything was stable first. She jumped up and down, screaming with excitement. A baby. A real baby. I'm going to be a big sister. Then she stopped. Wait, will you love the baby more than me? Because it's really yours. Simone pulled her close. Amara Blake, you listen to me. You are really ours. Biology doesn't make family. Love does. Choice does. And we chose you first. You're our daughter, completely and forever. This baby will be your sibling and will love you both equally. You promise? I promise. Cross my heart and hope to never eat chocolate again. That's serious, Amara giggled. Okay, I believe you. When is the baby coming? October. Can we name it? Can I help pick? Absolutely. The pregnancy progressed smoothly. Simone glowed, her belly growing as summer approached. Amara talked to the baby constantly, telling stories, singing songs she'd learned, promising to teach the baby all her languages. You're going to be so smart, she told Simone's stomach. And so loved. You're lucky you get to be born into this family. In June they found out they were having a girl. Amara was thrilled. A sister. I get a sister. Can we name her Lily? After Dad's sister? That way she's always with us. Jonathan wept at the suggestion. That's perfect. Lily Grace Blake. After my sister and for the grace that brought us all together. The foundation continued expanding. 3 more cities wanted to open Blake Family Centers. Other organizations copied their model. The ripple effect Amara had started was becoming a wave. We're part of something bigger than ourselves, Jonathan told an interviewer for a documentary about the foundation. My daughter saved my life, and now we're using that second chance to save others. That's legacy. That's purpose. In September, a month before Lily's due date, they received unexpected news. Thomas Rivera, the man who'd approached Amara at school, had graduated from job training. He'd secured full-time employment, moved into his own apartment and wanted to thank them. He also wants to volunteer at the center, Claire reported. Teaching others what he learned. Paying forward what you gave him. That's exactly what we hoped for, Simone said, her hand on her pregnant belly. Creating a cycle of help and hope. They met with Rivera at the center. He'd gained weight, looked healthy and confident. Completely transformed from the desperate man who'd approached a child for inspiration. I'm not the same person you met a year ago, he told them. You gave me more than a job. You gave me back my life. My dignity. My future. How do I thank you for that? By helping others, Amara said simply. That's how thanks works. We help you, you help someone else, they help another person. It spreads. That's exactly what I want to do. Rivera became one of their most passionate volunteers, sharing his story with new families, showing them that transformation was possible. October arrived with Lily making her entrance 3 weeks early. Simone's water broke during dinner, sending Jonathan into controlled panic mode. Hospital. We need the hospital. Now, where are the bags? Did we pack bags? Amara called Grandma Helen. Dad, breathe, Amara said calmly, phone already in hand. I've got Grandma. You focus on Mom. At the hospital, Simone labored for 8 hours. Amara waited with Helen, pacing the waiting room, worrying despite reassurances that everything was fine. Finally, at 3:47 a.m., Lily Grace Blake entered the world. 6 pounds, 4 ounces of perfection. Dark hair like her mother, gray eyes like her father, and lungs that worked perfectly, announcing her arrival to everyone. Jonathan cried holding her. Simone cried watching him. The nurse cried because it was beautiful. When Amara met her sister an hour later, she approached the hospital bassinet with reverence. She's so tiny. And perfect. Lily. I'm your big sister Amara. I'm going to teach you everything. Languages and how to be brave and how to help people. You're going to love it here. We're a really good family. Lily grasped Amara's finger and the bond was instant. Complete. Two sisters brought together by love and choice and hope. They brought Lily home 3 days later to a nursery painted soft purple and cream. Amara had helped decorate, choosing every detail carefully. Welcome home, baby sister, she whispered, watching Lily sleep in her crib. Welcome to our family. The first months with a newborn were exhausting but joyful. Night feedings and diaper changes and the particular chaos of infant life. But Amara helped enthusiastically, learning to bottle feed and change diapers and soothe a crying baby. You're a natural, Simone told her. I'm practicing for when I help more kids. When I'm older, I want to work at the center. Help families like you helped me. You're going to do amazing things, Amara Blake. I already am. I'm being a big sister. In December, they celebrated Lily's first Christmas and Amara's second with the family. The house was chaos with an infant and a 10-year-old, but it was beautiful chaos. Helen held Lily while watching Jonathan and Simone and Amara decorate the tree together. This is what I prayed for, she told Patricia, who'd stopped by with gifts. After we lost Lily, I prayed Jonathan would find happiness again. Find purpose. Find love. Look at what he has now. Look at what they all have. 4 broken pieces that fit together perfectly. On Christmas morning, Amara's gift to her parents was a story she'd written. Bound in purple covers, illustrated with her own drawings. It's called The Girl Who Saved Everything, she explained. It's about a girl who warns someone about danger, and how that one choice creates a whole family. How courage and kindness make miracles. Jonathan read it aloud, voice breaking several times. It was beautiful. Honest. Full of hope and love and the understanding that family is built, not born. This is incredible, Amara. Have you thought about publishing it? Maybe. But I wrote it for us. So we always remember how we started. How we chose each other. That evening, the 4 of them sat by the tree. Lily asleep in Simone's arms. Amara leaning against Jonathan. A family in every sense that mattered. What's our best moment from this year? Amara asked, continuing their tradition. Meeting Lily, Simone said. Seeing you become a big sister. Watching our family grow. The foundation expanding, Jonathan said. Knowing we're helping thousands of families now. Making real change. Mine is right now, Amara said. All of us together. Baby Lily with us for Christmas. Being a family. This is perfect. This is everything I wished for on those cold streets. Everything and more. What did you wish for? Jonathan asked gently. Back then when you were alone? A family. Someone to love me. Somewhere to belong. And you know what? I got exactly that. Plus a baby sister and a grandma and friends and a foundation named after heroes and everything. The universe gave me more than I asked for. That's because you deserved it, Simone said. You deserved all of this and more. We all deserved it, Amara corrected. You were lost too, Dad. Before we met. And Mom, you were just going through life but not really living. We all needed each other. That's what makes this special. We saved each other. Jonathan pulled them all close, careful of baby Lily. His family. His purpose. His everything. Here's to more years, he said. More Christmases. More memories. More love. More everything, Amara agreed. Together. Together, they echoed. Always together. Outside, snow began to fall, covering the city in white. Inside, warmth and love and laughter filled every corner. A family built on courage and kindness and hope. A family that proved love always wins. Always leads. Always creates miracles. And somewhere, a little girl in a group home looked out her window at the falling snow and made a wish. A wish that would bring her to the Blake Family Center. A wish that would eventually lead her to a family of her own. Because courage and kindness ripple outward forever, touching lives in ways we can never fully measure. The Blake family story was just beginning. But it was already beautiful. Already complete. Already proof that when you choose love, love chooses you back. And they all lived happily ever after. Not because life became perfect, but because they faced imperfection together. With courage. With kindness. With hope. Always with hope. 1 year later. The Blake Family Center expanded to 10 cities. The foundation helped over 5,000 families find housing, jobs, and stability. Amara published her children's book, with all proceeds going to homeless children. Lily said her first word, Mara, her attempt at her big sister's name. Jonathan cut his work hours again, choosing family dinners over board meetings. Simone became the foundation's full-time director, her passion and vision driving every decision. And in a small apartment in the newest Blake Family Center, a woman read Amara's book to her 3 children. The story of a brave girl who saved a billionaire and found a family. The children listened with wide eyes, hope blooming in their hearts. Could that happen to us? The youngest asked. It already is, their mother said, gesturing to their new home. We're here because people cared. Because someone chose kindness. Now we get to choose it too. We get to pass it on. And so the ripples continued. Spreading outward. Touching lives. Creating families. Proving that love, hope, and kindness always win. Always.